Now, my friends, I know you'll join me in saying we're going to remember July 13th, 2024 forever. Many of you were here, and it is a testament to your courage and your patriotism that you're here again today. Now, you heard the shots, you saw the blood. We all feared the worst, but you knew everything would be okay when President Trump raised his fist high in the air and shouted, "Fight, fight."
Woo! This is so historic, everybody. Welcome. We are live from Butler, Pennsylvania.
Now, I believe, as sure as I'm standing here today, that what happened was a true miracle. And on that day, America felt the truth of Scripture. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. I truly believe that God saved President Trump's life that day. And I believe that God is with us right now and watches over this incredible nation every single day. Now, there are so many people here, so many people we're honored to have. It would be impossible to name all of them. I see the great Sean Parnell over here. Sean, you're a hero, man. You were a hero on that day. We're joined by many first responders, elected officials, and other distinguished guests. And as we gather on these grounds, once again, my friends, we especially thank God for the two great Americans who were wounded and survived in July. That's David Dutch and James Copenhaver. God bless you guys. Now, we pray for their full and complete recoveries. And we're honored that David and his family were able to join us today. Let's give a round of applause to David. God bless you, and God bless your family. But our hearts are heavy with sadness, knowing that there's one hero who's not here with us today, and that's, of course, the great Corey Comparatori. We're never going to forget Corey. We're never going to forget his heroism that day. And I want everyone to join me right now in sending our support, our respect, our love to the Comparatori family here with us today. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for loving this country, and thank you for not giving up on it. Now, after the heartache of that day, our nation hoped to turn a page. We hoped that our opponents would remember that before we are Democrats or before we are Republicans, we are Americans. But sadly, our opponents have not heeded Abraham Lincoln's words and listened to the better angels of our nature. Even after that terrible assassination attempt that took one man's life and nearly took many others, they continue to use dangerous, inflammatory rhetoric. The media has continued to call Donald Trump, the guy who actually won his primary, a threat to democracy.
Ooh.
A Democrat senator called Donald Trump an existential threat to our democracy. Kamala Harris said that he was attacking, quote, the foundations of our democracy. And I think you all will join me in saying to Kamala Harris, how dare you talk about threats to democracy? Donald Trump took a bullet for democracy. What the hell have you done?
Woo! Yeah.
The truth is that Kamala Harris and her allies, they attack Donald Trump in order to silence us, we the people. They have declared war explicitly on the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Kamala Harris proudly says she wants to censor the internet. And Tim Walz said there is no guarantee to free speech. What do we think about that?
Ooh.
But we all know, my friends, we all know that censorship is only the first step. Just look at everything they've done to President Trump. First, they tried to silence him. When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him. When that didn't work, they tried to jail him. And with all the hatred they have spewed at President Trump, it was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him. And that's exactly what happened, not just here in Butler, Pennsylvania, but just a few weeks later in Florida. 3 weeks ago, while these guys still go out there and attacking him as a threat to democracy, another gunman armed with an AK-47 style rifle tried to finish the job. In fact, before the gunman in Florida tried to kill Donald Trump, he wrote, quote, "Democracy is on the ballot." The exact same words that Kamala Harris wrote after accusing Trump of being a dictator only days before the first attempt on his life. But for all of those watching at home, and for all those who might be undecided in this crowd, though there probably aren't that many undecided voters in this crowd, I want to say, you know what's so incredible? You know what's so incredible? It's how Donald Trump responded to all of this. Because despite being shot here in Butler, President Trump immediately called for national unity. And I'll never forget, my friends, what he told me after the second assassination attempt. It was probably the first person that he called that Sunday. And I was sitting at home with my son in Cincinnati, and he said, "JD, they tried to do it again." I said, "They tried to do what, sir?" He said, "They tried to shoot me again." And at first I was in disbelief. I think immediately my thoughts went to him and how he was doing. Of course, he was physically okay because he was calling me, but I said, "Sir, are you doing okay?" And of course, President Trump, in his President Trump way, said, "Yeah, I'm doing fine. You know, I'm a little pissed off because I was about to make a dirt birdie on the 6th hole and they wouldn't let me finish."
He's so stoic. It's amazing how he handles it.
But it made me think. It made me think about the leadership qualities we want in a president of the United States. And so I'd like to ask you, who would you rather have facing down, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping? Someone who is afraid of interviews with the friendly American media?
Oh, my God.
Or someone who faces down 2 assassins and returns triumphantly to the very place that he got shot?
Easy answer. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Now, some of you may have seen that I had a little debate with Governor Walz a few days ago.
Kicked his butt. Kicked his butt.
And I have to admit, I'm maybe the only person in Butler, Pennsylvania that feels that way, but I feel a little bad for Tim Walz, if I'm being honest with you. Because Tim Walz has to defend the indefensible. He has to act like Kamala is going to drive down inflation, bring up wages and bring back jobs and restore peace, the very peace that she destroyed. Well, I hate to break it to you, Tim, but everyone knows the truth. Kamala caused every single one of those problems because Kamala's day one in the White House was 1,400 days ago. Never let her lie to you and pretend that she's going to do something great. She's been in power for 3.5 years and she hasn't done a damn thing.
Well said. Well said.
And I hate to say it, but Kamala's record of failure is somehow only getting worse. Just a couple of days ago, I visited an area of our country ravaged by Hurricane Helene. The Appalachian region of Virginia, and we know the Appalachian region of this country has been left behind and ignored by a generation of American leaders. But what started out as a natural disaster is becoming a man-made disaster. When Appalachia was underwater, remember, President Biden was sitting on a beach and Kamala Harris was at a San Francisco fundraiser. That is not leadership. That is a disgrace.
Total disgrace. Then she did a podcast during the hurricane disaster.
And now we're seeing reports that deployments of the military and the National Guard are moving at a snail's pace. My friends, who the hell is running this country right now? Because it sure isn't Joe Biden. It sure isn't Kamala Harris. The Harris administration has given billions of dollars to foreign countries and illegal aliens. But now they swoop in and they promise $750 to American citizens who have lost everything.
So sad. It's a travesty. It's treason.
To everybody watching, to everybody at this rally, I want to say, I promise you, when Donald J. Trump is back in the White House, we're going to have a president that puts America first. We're going to ensure that emergency funding goes to American citizens and not illegal aliens. We're going to create record prosperity with low inflation and rising take-home pay. We're going to secure that southern border, stop the drug trafficking, and send illegal aliens back home where they belong.
Now we're talking, how about America
We're
first?
going to drive down the cost of housing, drive down the cost of gas, drive down the cost of groceries, and we're going to clean up our streets to make America safe again.
Crime has skyrocketed.
And
everywhere.
Whether we agree or disagree with you, we will always defend your God-given right to speak your mind without fear of censorship, violence, or persecution.
They want to end free speech. Hillary Clinton. Hillary.
But to everybody struggling, I want you to know that though our country has, yes, been through some hard times over these past few years, I want you to know that help is on the way. We have, think about this, the most generous people, the most abundant natural resources, including some great energy right here in the state of Pennsylvania. We've got the hardest workers. We've got the best values. All we need to restore American greatness is leadership that is fit to serve this country. So more than anything, I'd like all of us to leave this incredible community with a message of hope. Because I honestly believe that what happened right here in Butler is a metaphor for the United States of America. In this land, we may get knocked down, but we get right back up and we keep fighting because in America, hope is never lost.
I'm so glad he made the right pick for VP.
We may face enemies who seek our demise, our destruction, and even our death. They may try to crush our spirits. They may try to convince us that victory is impossible, but in America, nothing is impossible. And as long as that flag yet waves, and I see it's doing it today, there is no trial we cannot endure, no obstacle we cannot overcome, and no defeat we cannot turn into victory.
Woo! Preach it, JD. Preach it, baby. I love it. This is the American dream.
At this exact spot nearly 3 months ago, we thought President Trump was going to lose his life. But God still has a plan for him, just like he still has a plan for the United States of America. This movement, we have so much left to accomplish. And after the dark nights of trial, when the sun rises again, our flag is still going to be there and nothing will stop the the United States of America. So I want you all, I know he'll be out in just a little bit, but I want you all, when Donald Trump comes out here, to give him a true Butler, Pennsylvania welcome, because with Donald Trump as our leader, we are going to take this country back. We're going to make the American dream affordable again, and it's going to start right here in the great state of Pennsylvania. God bless you, Butler. Thank you for having me, and we are going to take this country back. I love you.
Woo, he's amazing.
All right.
Holy macadamia nut. Do you love him or do you love him? My God, he is amazing. Oh, I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to try something real quick. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to share a different feed, and I want you to tell me if this one's any better, because I feel like it's a little brighter. So bear with me. I'm going to share a different feed here in just a second. Okay. Hold on. Let me know what you think of this feed here, audio-wise. And let me just, I'll double check in just a second once this music, let's see. Once he comes out, we'll see what it sounds like. We're just waiting now. It looks like Trump is literally on his way. So let me know. Yeah, the RSBN network, I don't like how they do so many ads. There's nothing wrong with, I've used their feed before too, but I just feel like they have so many ads. And I'm not a fan of that. They just keep plastering ads all over the screen. And it even makes the speaker smaller. And so, Jim Barron in the house. Good to see you, JB. JB, you're on Facebook. You're not on YouTube? JB's in the wrong house. Okay. So, we're just kind of seeing right here. We're just waiting right now. I want to talk to you guys for a second. I'll keep an eye out on this. I want to talk to you guys for a second real fast and just talk a little bit about two people, and specifically two people who I don't understand at all. Two people who I looked up to as a kid, and I'm just shocked at what I'm seeing. And it's not even like, it's not even like, oh, these guys are voting for, as an American, of course, you have a right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm not saying that. But it's just so shocking to me that two of my childhood heroes have actually done this. And I really don't understand what's happened. We're just waiting for Trump. Good afternoon, everybody. I'll give you shout outs, super chats, and new members, super stickers. This is a historic Trump rally today. He's back in Butler, shoving a big, gigantic middle index finger to the entire woke media, to people who are trying to get him absolutely off the ticket, people who are trying to evaporate him from the earth. He says, I dare you, give me your best shot. This is a man who has proven time and time again he can handle every single obstacle that comes in his way. And like a locomotive destined from God, he just keeps coming. He just keeps chugging over and over again. Butler, Pennsylvania, the same exact location where he had that dreaded instance where deranged lunatic Matthew Thomas Crooks tried to and came very, very close. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for him turning his head and that famous graph, that chart, the immigration chart, it would have been a completely different story. I truly believe. By the way, let me know in the comments. Do you think that there was divine intervention on that day on July 13th? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Do you think that that day, July 13th, when Trump turned his head slightly to the right or left, I can't remember, do you think that that was divine? Do you think that was providence? Or am I just reading too much into it? Let me know in the comments down below. Look, I welcome all viewpoints. We have the best mods in the business: Laura Tilford, JB, China Baby, MG, and so many more. We got the best mods in the business. I've had other channels, by the way, tell me the same thing. So if I welcome all viewpoints, if you have something constructive to say, something that engages with critical thought, I love my fellow American brothers and sisters. If you love America, you're on my side, and I love you back. But ad hominem, personal attacks, and links, we don't do links. We don't do ad hominem attacks or personal attacks. It goes right to spam, and my mods will take care of business in a flash because they're the best. I want to hear from you. I'm happy to hear from you. I subscribe to the idea that America is a meritocracy, which is why I'm so vehemently opposed to DEI, because DEI says no, based on the way you look, based on your skin tone, based on your gender, based on your religion, your ethnicity, 99% of those you have zero control over. That is what should be, the methodology that we choose ideas and people. I disagree. I think our forefathers, I'm a constitutional centrist. If anything, I'm not right or left. Uh-oh, who's in the house? Who's in the house? Who do we have? I see some people cheering. Okay, we're going to monitor that closely. It looks like Trump is here and he's about to come out. I don't know why I don't have audio here. Let's see here. I don't have audio on this. We'll figure it out. I believe in a meritocracy, and I believe our forefathers, the Constitution was written as a meritocracy. So America is about the best person for the job wins. The best idea wins, regardless of what you look like, your sexual orientation, your gender, etc., your color of your skin, etc. I'm so shocked that, welcome new members. I'm going to give you all shout outs at the end. Stick around, and all super chats and super stickers. Bruce Springsteen. I mean, this was a guy who was supposed to be the voice and song of the blue collar generation, the middle class, and he's just completely aligned himself with vultures. He's aligned himself with warmongers. He's aligned himself with the elitists, the academics, the machine that he's supposed to be raging against. He's aligned himself with the vermin, the swamp. I don't understand it. Using the exact same lingo, the handed down talking points and echo chamber, and parroting the same words, calling Trump a threat to democracy. It's just absolute insanity, and I don't understand it one bit. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a hero of mine. He was the reason I started playing basketball in Indiana. Well, it had a lot to do with Bobby Knight, too. I loved Bobby Knight when I was a kid, and I loved Steve Lawford and even Isaiah Thomas when he played on the Hoosiers. I mean, you can't live in Indiana. When I grew up in Evansville, Indiana, you can't live in Indiana and not play basketball. It's almost a sin, practically. But I grew up watching Magic Johnson. I felt alive when I watched Magic Johnson play as a young kid in the 80s. And he just came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. He just came out and said Kamala's the only hope we have for this country. I mean, somebody who executed a coup on a sitting president. It is beyond obvious Biden does not want to leave. It is beyond obvious he was taken out of position to run for president against his will, without his consent. I don't even know if he remembers if he's still alive or not. I'm not sure. But it just absolutely blows my mind. And I just wonder what your guys' thoughts are on this. We're seeing it all over. I mean, actors that I grew up, not that I give a crap about actors or celebrities in general, but these sports people, Steph Curry, you know, I don't really, especially Mark Ruffalo and I mean, De Niro hurt because I actually thought De Niro had a lot of great movies. Um, but you know, like people like Mark Ruffalo and Ben Stiller, give me a break. Julia Roberts, give me a break. Oprah Winfrey, these are the elitists. But when you've got people like Springsteen, I mean, I actually had respect for Springsteen and Neil Young, and I just can't believe it. I can't believe that this guy was known as the blue collar troubadour, and he's aligned himself with the elitists. I mean, this guy took a bullet for you, Bruce. Are you just so rich and powerful that you're out of touch? You're out of your depth. You have no idea what's going on? I mean, make it make sense. It just doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. And so I want to get your thoughts on this because it doesn't, it just totally, it keeps happening. It's like this domino effect of people that I look up to. Jim Carrey, what's his name too? John Mellencamp. I mean, people that I looked up to as a kid, people that I thought actually stood for something. It makes you think a couple of things. Either one, they've completely just devolved into, power hungry, money crazed TDS lunatics, and it's all gotten to their head, and they've been twisted and fed and disgusted and busted, and they have no clue what's up or down anymore, or they were never like that to begin with. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Was it all a facade? I don't know if you can write and sing those kind of songs that moved me to tears, some of them. Maybe he's a really, really good actor. I don't know. Maybe he's a really, really good actor. We're just waiting for Trump right now. This is historic right here. I want to give a big shout out to Jim Barron for 6 memberships. And by the way, thank you, JB. You're the best, man. JB, you are awesome. Thank you, Salty C. Salty C, welcome back to being a member. I believe you were before. Benefits of being a new member, you automatically get registered into our live stream giveaways. I've given over thousands of dollars in Amazon gift card giveaways. I've given away hats, shirt, merchandise, you name it. I've given it all away. We do that for members only. You get automatically registered when you become a member. You get a badge next to your name, live stream shout outs, priority comments and responses. You get more reach with your comments. You also get first dibs when we have guests on. We do live Q&As in our live streams. You also get access to our members only Discord. That is a thriving, engaging, I'm in there too. It's unbelievable how powerful with like-minded people our Discord is. You can find that link in the community tab, or I'll have JB and Laura Tilford get in contact with you and share with you a link to join. It is awesome. It's like an online community party with people who love our channel, love our content, love our country, love our mission. You can't go wrong. Peter Ortiz, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Speaking of legends, Peter Ortiz, God bless you, sir, gifted 10 Professor Nez memberships. Holy macadamia nut. Yeah, I agree, Laura. The Discord rocks. It is fantastic, especially now. We did a little spring cleaning, or I should say fall cleaning, maybe. That's a better way to put it. And it's just 10,000 times better now. I love it. There's a lot of people in there that you just can't be able to screen everyone. But I think we now have a real strong nucleus of people in our Discord, and it's just phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for better moderators. So you are really joining a family. When you become a member of our channel, you're not just a member, you're a family. You're a family member. And so I highly encourage you. You can just click that join button down below. If you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, or Twitch, come on over to YouTube. YouTube is sort of our main hub. We're 30 days away, y'all. We are 30 days away from the most important day of our lives to get our country back. Holy mackerel. It is absolute insanity I can't believe it's already here. China Baby, who's at the rally. By the way, China Baby, message me on Discord. Maybe I can get you on if you want to just have a little chat, even if it's just on your phone. You can talk with us a little bit. You don't have to show your face, but talk with us. China Baby Lisa is at the rally right now in Butler. 20 gifted memberships. Holy mackerel. China Baby, you are phenomenal. I love you, girl. I hope you're having a fantastic time. If you want to jump on really quick before Trump gets here and just tell us a little bit about the atmosphere. Over 100,000 people are at Butler, Pennsylvania right now for this historic Trump event. You can't even call it a rally. This is a mega event. This is an event unlike anything we've ever seen before. So if you want to jump in, let me know. Okay, I understand. No problem. She says she's losing signal. I totally understand. And also, I want you to enjoy this. And so maybe take some notes, take a lot of photos and videos. Maybe I'll have you on after and you can tell us a little bit about what the experience was like. China Baby, you are terrific. You are absolutely terrific. I'm so proud of you for going there, and thank you so much. 20 memberships is out of control. You're phenomenal, China Baby. Big shout out to John Gentile for the $20. Evansville in the house. Yes. Evansville, Indiana, my old stomping grounds. I actually lived in Evansville for a while, and then I lived in Newburgh, Indiana, which is just right around the corner. I went to Sharon Elementary School. I think Sharon Elementary School is still there. Awesome. Thank you, John. We love everybody in Southern Indiana, Indiana in general. Love everybody there. What the heck's wrong with Illinois, for crying out loud? How come Illinois keeps going blue? Is it just because Obama is from Chicago? I don't know. It seems insane to me. Thank you, John. You are phenomenal. Give my love to everybody in Evansville that their favorite professor wishes them nothing but the best. God bless. Keep watching. Keep tapping that thumbs up. I really appreciate all of you. Greater Faith Kingdom Ambassadors Ministry. Thank you so much. God bless you for the $10 super chat. I don't know who gifted me. Thank you. I will renew. Love the work you do, Nez. One of the very few I receive absolute truth. Keep on fighting for our country. Thank you for your service. I can't tell you how much this comment means to me. I truly feel, and I'm not being histrionic or dramatic here, I've lost a lot of business. I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of, some family members have stopped talking to me ever since I've really focused on getting my country back. And I've focused on what I believe is the absolute right thing to do. And that is to do everything in my power to share with you everything that the woke, fake mafia media won't share with you, especially when it comes to Trump. I think propaganda is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It's created and spawned the venereal disease, TDS. And so it's my mission. I truly believe, I'm not being dramatic. I truly believe that I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm just saying I feel like I am inflamed with divine purpose. I've never in my life felt more purposeful than I do with this media company that we've created. Yes, YouTube. I like how you said via YouTube, because YouTube is the hub. YouTube is the headquarter. And the only reason, I know what some of you might be thinking, why don't you put everything on Rumble? It doesn't work. I can't reach anybody on Rumble. Rumble will hopefully get there. And I'm on Rumble. I post sometimes there. But YouTube is the greatest medium right now to awaken and educate America on what's really happening. And I feel like this is the greatest contribution. And I've done a lot for my country. I love my country more than almost anything besides my wife and kids. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my grandkids. I'm doing this for my great-great-grandkids. But this is the greatest medium to get that message across. And I feel like this is my greatest contribution ever, if you could call it that. Every man wants to feel like he's purposeful. Every man wants to feel like he's doing something. Every man wants to feel like there's meaning and purpose in their lives. This is mine. And because of you guys, I'm able to fulfill what God wants me to do. I truly believe that. Without getting all woo-woo and weird on you, I truly believe that with every fiber, every molecule of my being. And so thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Modesto Fontanes, Welcome to being a new member. Hopefully you listened to everything I said earlier. Live stream badge next to your name, boost on comments, engagement. You get shout outs, live Q&A. You get top priority asking questions. We're going to have phenomenal guests. You also get access to our members only Discord, and you automatically get registered for our live stream giveaways. I've given away thousands of dollars of hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, stickers, and Amazon gift cards and cash. And we got so much more to come. We just passed 369,000 subscribers. We're going to I do giveaways randomly, and I also do planned giveaways. Ask my mods. It's tough to keep up with Nez, but they do a phenomenal job because I will go live randomly. I mean, when you're dealing in this business, things happen fast and things happen quick. I can't say it's totally randomly, but it sometimes feels like that. And I also do giveaways randomly as well. And so I'm just so grateful. So I couldn't be more grateful to this awesome crew that we have. And becoming a member, you get a lot of cool things that you get when you become a member. And so thank you so much to everybody who's gifted. I'm going to give another shout out to Jim Barron, another shout out to Peter Ortiz, Lisa China Baby. So awesome to see you. I just can't say enough. I just can't say enough. I want to give a big shout out to Shell Mabel. Thank you so much. She's been a member for 4 months. That's a veteran right there. Congratulations, Shell Mabel. You get a round of applause. So awesome to have you. Congratulations on your 4-month anniversary. She says, love your channel. You speak the truth. Thank you, and God bless. And I have to give a ton of credit to my illustrious, gorgeous, beautiful, brilliant wife, who is one of the most brilliant researchers I've ever met. Again, I've taught at some of the most prestigious universities in the world. I do my own due diligence. I do my own qualitative and quantitative research. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for my wife, we wouldn't have the amazing channel that we have here. We wouldn't be fighting for the truth. We wouldn't be able to fight and fulfill our purpose and mission for getting our country back. And so I owe so much to her. If you're watching, honey, I love you. She's taking care of the dog and kids right now, and doing all sorts of things. My daughter has an event she's going to. Love you, honey. You're the best. We just had our 13-year anniversary on the 29th, literally 6 days ago. And some of you guys saw the pictures I posted on our anniversary dinner. We went away for a couple of days. And she's my everything. I'd be nothing without her. I am absolutely useless. I am absolutely meaningless. I am absolutely purposeless without my amazing wife. 13 years and hopefully 3,000 more. I love you, honey. So thank you so much for those comments, and thank you so much for the compliment. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have this. Salty Granny, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Nez, check out what Candace discovered about it. Yeah, I have, actually. There's, it's so funny because Candace Owens brought this. Thank you so much, Granny. It's really interesting you say that, because I just remember that. Howie, thank you so much. Howie says, shout out to Mrs. Professor. I like that. Mrs. Nez rocks. Absolutely. You guys are the best. I hope she sees that. I'll show it to her later. I remember thinking at the DNC, where was Kamala Harris's father? He hasn't passed away. He's only 86. I mean, I say only. Why wasn't he there? Why wasn't he there to watch his daughter be the supposed first black woman, candidate for nomination in becoming the president of the United States? It seemed really, really odd. And I do give kudos to Candace. I haven't watched too much of it. I've watched some of it, and it's pretty interesting, to say the least, what she's come up with. Danny Glover, I loved you in Lethal Weapon. Okay. Danny Glover, thank you so much for becoming a member. Hopefully you listened to and heard everything I said about all the amenities, all the benefits of this channel. And I welcome you. Congratulations, Danny Glover. It is awesome to have you. Let me know when Lethal Weapon 6 comes out. Or is it 5? How many have there been, for crying out loud? There have been a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of fishiness. I mean, I think I can say this without going out on a limb. I think I can say this that I don't think I've ever, like, not once, have I seen Kamala Harris do anything that was genuine. I think everything she does, everything she engages in, is 100% disingenuous. She hasn't done a genuine thing once. If you're just joining us, we're just waiting. We're moments away from number 47, previously number 45. Excuse me, President Donald Trump, and a historic return to Butler, Pennsylvania, the same site where that crazed, deranged lunatic Crooks took those shots at the president. And in defiance, he has come back to Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm so excited that you join me here. I always feel like a renewed sense of pride and love of my beautiful, glorious country, the United States of America, every time he talks. And funny enough, ironically, I feel the exact opposite when Comrade Kamala talks. And I truly feel, I want to touch a little bit more on her genuineness and her lack thereof. I truly feel she hates this country. I don't even think she likes this country. She keeps claiming, as Americans, this is what we're going to do. As America, she doesn't even like America. There is no doubt in my body. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things I'm bad at, but I am the best at reading people. And I'm telling you right now, Trump loves our country. He loves the United States. I don't think Kamala even likes the United States. I think she is so hypnotized and she has gold fever, but instead of actual gold rocks, it's power. It's the same thing when she was district attorney of San Francisco, which is now a dystopia. Same thing when she was attorney general of California. California is in ruins right now. It's my home state. It's absolute shattered. It's in tatters. It's a shadow of itself. She was the worst vice president in the history of America. She had one task as borders are, and she blew it. We have the worst border crisis in the history of our country. And now she wants a promotion. I don't think she loves our country. I don't even think she likes our country. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. Jessica Fabien, I hope I'm saying that right, just became a brand new member. Welcome, Jessica. It is fantastic to have you here. Thank you and welcome to the Nez Nation family. We are honored to have you with us. Make sure you go to our community tab, and there you will see a post that gives you a link to access to our members only Discord. Holy mackerel, do we have a phenomenal time in there. It is so much fun. You're going to love it. Welcome, Jacob Bartlett. Jacob Bartlett, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Jacob says, I've noticed when Harris lies, she does her crazy laugh. Oh my God, it's just abhorrent. It's just absolutely abhorrent. It's the most insidious thing anybody can do. It just I literally have a physical reaction. It literally grosses me out. It's just, I mean, I think that's what also makes me so. I mean, you see people like Liz Cheney. I mean, Liz Cheney, who like not that long ago said she's the most radical liberal. She's a communist. She's a socialist. She's talking about Kamala Harris. But her TDS has gone straight to her neocortex. It's infected her brain. She can't even think straight. Magic Johnson. I mean, Bruce Springsteen. Like, what is wrong with you guys? It just makes no sense. Jacob, I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right. I could not agree more. Greater Faith Kingdom Ambassadors Ministries. It is so awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. God bless you. Says Kamala had 4 years to show and prove. She doesn't like our country. She invaded it. That's treason at the highest. Well said. I'm going to check out your channel. I love the name of your channel. I'm going to check out your channel, Greater Faith Kingdom Ambassadors Ministries. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Chuck Kreiner, CK, one of our mods, very active member of the Nez Nation family, very active patriot and full-blooded American, CK, it's great to see you, man. I'm so happy you're here. Says, shout out to everybody for getting me through this surgery. Trump forever. God bless you, sir. I'm so happy that you're healthy. I'm so happy that everything worked out for you, CK. This wouldn't be the same place. It's not the same without you. Thank you, Chuck. We love you, and God bless. I'm so happy you're here, brother. Fantastic. If you haven't already, please tap that thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. We're just moments away. Also, follow me on X. It's in the pinned comment. I'll also leave it here in the comments as well. Follow me on X because it is literally the last bastion of free speech in the online ecosystem. And it is somewhere that I can post a lot of stuff that I can't post anywhere, including here. So please, please, please follow me there because there is, I've got a lot of things in mind. I've got a lot of things planned for X, formerly known as Twitter. And I love Elon Musk. Oh, by the way, Elon's supposed to speak. Elon is supposed to speak. And I think Elon is going to introduce Trump. How many of you think Elon Musk is going to introduce Trump? Elon Musk paid $44 billion. He spent $44 billion of his own money so that we could have free speech in our country in the online ecosystem. Can you imagine what would be happening right now if the same people who were in charge of Twitter in 2020 were in charge now? I can guarantee, not guarantee, I can guarantee your boy Nez would be completely blocked. I'd be banned from the platform, and hundreds, if not thousands, of other accounts who feel like it is their right as Americans to express their love of a certain candidate and share things and express themselves freely. He spent $44 billion because he deemed Twitter, now X, the digital town hall, the public square where we can connect, collaborate, share ideas, express our opinions free from censorship and suppression. And if you know anything about the Twitter files, which I know a lot about, there was a ton of suppression and censorship. It was the first social media platform in history to ban a president and a former president. They banned Donald Trump. How do you ban the president of the United States? It's insanity. And Elon reinstated Trump. I'm also on Truth Social. I mean, I'm pretty much at Professor Nez everywhere. And so Elon is touted. I know he's definitely there. Elon is touted as being somebody who is going to be speaking. And we're just kind of waiting right now. Let's see. If you missed this, we got some earlier footage here.
To lead with love. Today we stand like Corey with the courage of quiet resilience.
This was a tribute to Corey
our
Kuppentor.
Community and our country against forces that seek to divide us, forces that seek to turn us against one another. Our First Amendment right to peaceably assemble here safely is what they're trying to take away by instilling fear and creating chaos where there was none. But we will not be overcome. So on behalf of all of our elected officials, many of whom are here with us today, Lisa, Diane, Sheriff Mike, and Billy, we thank President Trump and his family for standing with courage and extend our loving gratitude to Helen, Allison, and Kaylee for the quiet resilience and the bravery to lead with love. May God continue to bless Butler County and our great country. Amen.
All right, now it is my absolute privilege. If you've watched the assassination footage, you watch the moment that President Trump grabs his ear and goes to the ground, Secret Service is on him not a second later. If you watch the people in the bleachers behind him, there was one person who stood out on his knees wearing a black fisherman's hat, fixated on Donald Trump and whether or not he was safe, or whether or not the worst happened. He didn't move, he didn't flinch, he was there. And that man's name is Tom Natoli, and he is here to talk to you all today. So give him a warm Patriots welcome. Tom, come on up, my friend.
Oh, I didn't remember this. That's cool. Oh, Trump is right. If you sit behind him, you become famous.
There you go, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. Parnell. Let's hear it for Sean Parnell, one of America's great heroes. Good afternoon, Patriots. In case you don't recognize me, I'm that angry man standing directly behind the president when those shots rang out. Okay. I am surrounded today by fellow Patriots who were standing with me on that fateful day. And let me emphasize the word standing, because no one ran. Everyone stood their ground in support of our president. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a retired deputy sheriff with 27 years of service. And believe it or not, I was a lifelong Democrat. That all changed the day Donald J. Trump came down that escalator in Trump Tower. The very next day, I changed my political affiliation to Republican, and I've been an outstanding supporter and an outspoken supporter of President Trump ever since. I believe one of President Trump's greatest legacies will be the way he unveiled the truth to the American people. When he came down that escalator, it all began that day.
Wow. True. That's a good point.
All of us patriots that were gathered here on this very spot, that on a beautiful summer day, excited to hear our president speak. And in an instant, everything changed. That day, that beautiful summer day, became one of the most infamous, dark days in American history. But by the grace of God, our president was spared. And now it's our turn to make sure he is back in the White House where he belongs, so that he can make America great again. Fight, fight, fight. Thank you. Thank you, Sean.
That's phenomenal. I remember him now. I remember him.
Great job, man. Great job. God. My gosh. Let's give it up for Tom Natoli. So now I'd like to introduce you to local recording artist Gary Burke and Eric Gunderson from the band Love and Theft. Gary did an amazing national anthem, and he's coming up here to sing a song for you today. So let's give a warm Butler County welcome for Gary and Eric.
All right, you're watching here on your screen a couple of feeds to your...
Okay, so we're just now waiting for the president of the United States, the true president of the United States. Oh, there he is. There's Elon Musk. Oh, or no, that's not Elon Musk. I thought it was Elon Musk. It's not Elon Musk.
With a purple heart.
Okay, that's not Elon Musk. I don't know who that is. Anybody know who that is? I'll wait till the music is done here. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second.
When he is elected president, he will deliver the greatest economic boom to America than we've ever seen. We'll see growth in our energy sector. We become a manufacturing powerhouse. We'll see growth in real wages.
It did kind of look
which
like
will
him.
benefit all Americans. It's great to see so many people here. Thank you. God bless.
Who's that? Who was that guy? I don't know who that was. Bring Elon out. I want to hear Elon. Over 100,000 people there, you guys. Over 100,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage American investor and founder of the
Yes!
Witkoff Group, Mr. Steve Witkoff.
Oh, wrong guy. Okay, it's the wrong guy. Okay. I don't know who that is. Steve Witkoff. Okay, I thought it was Elon when he said American entrepreneur and investor. That's what I thought it was. Boy, was I wrong.
I have some prepared remarks, but I would like to extend my blessings to the Dutch and Copenhagen family, and also to the Corey Compatore family.
Yes.
My heart is with you.
Yeah. Absolutely, Laura.
This is a beautiful, beautiful town. I was marveling at the beauty. Patriots of Butler, Pennsylvania, it is my honor and my blessing to stand before you today. I'm not just here as a speaker, but I am a dear friend of the president and someone who has had the privilege of knowing President Trump personally, witnessing his strength and commitment to our nation. You know President Trump as a man who never backs down. I've been at his side through some of the toughest moments, and I can tell you, he embodies the leadership we need in these times for our nation. I was 10 feet away from him during the second assassination attempt. Amidst the chaos, President Trump stood tall. He didn't flinch or complain, not one bit. He chose strength, not for himself, but for us, for me that day, his friends, his staff, and for every American who believes in this country. That's who Donald Trump, my dear friend, is. He's a fighter, the toughest fighter I know, who refuses to be broken or beaten. He faces adversity head on and says, "Bring it on." At the Republican National Convention where I spoke, I shared a side of the president many do not have the luxury of seeing: his empathy. While the media paints him as tough, they don't show how deeply he cares. He feels the burden of every challenge this country faces and understands the struggles of everyday Americans. I'll never forget when he reached out to me after I lost my son, Andrew. He wasn't just the president. He was a friend, offering comfort and ensuring we weren't alone. That's the kind of leader he is, the kind we need more than now than ever, the kind who came here today, even though he lost his own life on this very stage, but he was not going to be deterred. Today, we stand at a pivotal moment. In the wake of the Iranian attack, our nation stands at a crossroads. The world watches to see who will step up to lead us. We need a leader who understands the gravity of this moment, who embodies strength in action, not just in words. President Donald Trump is that leader. My friend has stood up to tyrants and bullies, making tough decisions and always putting this country first, even when it wasn't an easy choice. That's why we need him more now than ever. This isn't about politics. It is about the soul of our country.
100%. We got to get our country back.
It is about choosing strength over weakness, vision over indecision, and leadership over chaos. We are living in a time that demands greatness. As Abraham Lincoln once said, you cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. President Trump understands that he is the most consequential president in the history of this country. He knows that leading this nation is about taking responsibility for our future, ensuring our children and grandchildren inherit a country that is safe, prosperous, and free. Behind the headlines and the political battles is a man who wants to see America thrive. He believes in every fiber of his being that this country is still the greatest nation on earth and that her best days are yet to come. So as we face this pivotal moment in history, ask yourselves, who do you want leading this country when the enemies of freedom threaten our way of life? Do you want someone who bows to pressure because this man doesn't? Or someone who stands up, fights back, and says, no matter what you throw at me, I will not break. I will not waver. I will not back down. That is Donald J. Trump.
Fight, 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 fight.
He has the courage to face today's challenges and the vision to build a brighter tomorrow. The pathway to peace, prosperity, and strength isn't found in weakness or hesitation. It's found in unwavering resolve. It's found in a leader who refuses to let America be pushed around or let our enemies dictate our future. So Butler, Pennsylvania, this beautiful town, I ask you to stand with me. Stand with President Trump and stand for the future of this incredible country. Together, we will overcome every obstacle and make sure America's best days are still ahead. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless President Trump and his family, and God bless the United States of America.
Woo! Love it. I absolutely love it. Yes. Fantastic. I hope Elon comes out next. It'd be great. It'd be so great if, I talk about some of the morons who endorse Kamala Harris, who are obviously paid pawns or shills or grifters. Let's talk about some of the amazing people who have endorsed Trump. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase Bank, has endorsed Donald Trump. You also have, Eric and Lara Trump are coming out. You also have one decent actor out there who I think is He's from the younger generation. I forget his name. One of my heroes endorsed Donald Trump recently, Bill Murray. I mean, literally one of the funniest, talented guys I think to ever come out of Hollyweirdo. He endorsed Donald Trump. Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid endorsed Trump. There's a lot of great people. A lot of great people have come out and endorsed Trump, rightfully so. And I just think that's fantastic. A lot of people from the Latino, a lot of people from the Black community, hip hop artists, rappers, they all love Trump.
Pennsylvania.
Future president, maybe? You think Barron's going to be president before Eric?
Pennsylvania, I've never been more proud to be anywhere in my life than I am today here with you on this stage. This is a big family. They tried to take away someone we all love, and they did take away someone we love in Corey, an incredible man. His family's backstage. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. They've tried to get my father every single second since he went down that golden escalator. Laura and I have witnessed it every single day. They tried to smear us. They tried to bankrupt us. They came after us. They impeached him twice. They went after his Supreme Court justices. They weaponized the entire legal system. The Russia hoax, the dirty dossiers. You remember every single one of them.
They threw everything
Far
at him.
left AGs, far left DAs in every far left place in this country went after my father. They tried to pull him off the ballot in Colorado. They tried to pull him off the ballot in Maine. And it has not worked. And then, guys, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him. And it's because the Democratic Party, they can't do anything right. They can't do anything right. You see it this week in the FEMA response in North Carolina, and in Georgia, and in South Carolina, and in Florida. You have people's houses floating down rivers. And what does Kamala do? She comes out and says, yes, I'd like to give that family $750. We send $200 billion over to Ukraine so beautiful young kids can shoot at each other in trenches. $200 billion. We give hundreds of billions of dollars to Pakistan. They wouldn't tell us that bin Laden was literally a mile away from their equivalent of West Point. We send hundreds of billions of dollars to them. We gave $150 billion to Iran, a country that chants death to America. And Kamala Harris comes out and says, we're going to give $750 to the person who lost their house in a mudslide. Guys, this isn't America first. This is America last. But the good news, help is on the way.
Yeah. Woo.
And help is on the way from the bravest person I have ever met in my entire life. My father's been the greatest father a person could ever have. He's been an inspiration to this entire country. And he was an inspiration here in Butler when he stood up with blood running down his face and said, fight, fight, fight. I love all of you so much. I really mean it. This is a family. This isn't politics, guys.
Well said. Well said. I feel the same way. Like, there's nothing better than getting our country back. Nothing better. This madness needs to stop.
Guys, this isn't politics. This isn't politics. This is a movement of absolute love of hundreds of millions of people who want to save the United States, who want to keep our country number one at absolutely everything we do. And that's why we're going to re-elect Donald Trump.
Woo!
As the 47th president of the United States. Guys, we love you. And to a woman that is doing a truly great job in every aspect of life, from being a great wife to an unbelievable mother. By the way, I think Caroline and Luke Trump are the most popular Trumps right now. Did you guys see them a couple weeks ago? Vote for Grandpa.
Yeah.
Make America great again.
That was beautiful.
But she's doing a hell of a job as the RNC co-chair. You know, I get to go to bed every single night and wake up every single morning listening about voter integrity. It's really great. I'm really, really excited for November 6th when Laura can turn over in the morning and not talk about voter integrity. But she's doing a hell of a job. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Trump.
All right, Pennsylvania. Is anybody here ready to send Donald J. Trump back to the White House?
Woo!
Well, we're 31 days away. 1 month from right now, as Donald Trump always says, will be the most important day in the history of America, because this is a pivotal moment for our country. And I don't even have to tell anybody that here. We can all feel it. This is no longer a fight between Republican versus Democrat, left versus right. It is good versus evil. And good is going to win this battle, ladies and gentlemen. And if you had any question whether God exists and he performs miracles, we got our answer here on July 13th, right here in Butler, Pennsylvania. He spared Donald Trump's life because he was not finished with Donald Trump. And he did it not once, but twice. And I've said it time and time again, but now you feel it more than ever. Donald Trump was made for such a time as this. It's such an honor to be back here in Butler. And you know, I knew before Donald Trump even said he wanted to come back here that he would come back to Butler, Pennsylvania, because in life, you can operate with fear and cowardice, or you can operate with strength and faith. And that's what Donald Trump operates with, strength and faith. And that's the kind of leader we need to see back at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We need strength in this country. And Eric's right. I've been doing a little something with making sure that we have free, fair, and transparent elections, and that only legal citizens are voting in our elections here in the United States of America. That's okay. It's been the #1 focus of the RNC since I took over alongside our chairman, Michael Whatley, back in March. We have had a big goal of recruiting 100,000 people to volunteer as poll watchers, poll workers, legal experts on the ground. And we said, I don't know, 100,000 is a lot. I'm happy to report that we have trained 200,000 people across this country to do that. So our message is very clear. If you are a person who is considering cheating in our elections, we will find you. We will track you down and we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And if you're an illegal citizen voting in our election, we'll track you down and prosecute you to the full extent of the law, and you're leaving this country. How's that sound? Don't do it.
Deport,
it's not worth it.
Deport.
But real quick, before I go, is everybody in this crowd registered to vote? Well, it could be that you've heard of someone who's been doing so much voter registration right here in Pennsylvania.
Pressler.
His name is Scott Pressler. and he has done an incredible job. We have flipped Bucks County and Luzerne County from Democrat to Republican in terms of voter registration. And I would like to invite my friend Scott Pressler to come up and say a few words to you folks. If you would welcome him, please, to the stage right now. And he wore shorts for us today, so check out his legs. Look at this.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Everybody register. Get your cousin, your sister, your brother's boyfriend, your uncle.
I
Get everybody
wish I
registered.
didn't wear shorts today. Mom and Dad, I honor you on the stage today, Captain Robert Pressler and my mom, Carol Pressler. Pennsylvania, you have the power to change the world. Pennsylvania wins the White House, and so please, I ask you today, please check your voter status. Make sure you're an active voter registered
Very
at your
important.
current address. And please visit vote.pa.gov and register to vote today. A message to our union workers. We want your vote. We want to keep jobs here in America. To our beautiful Amish and Lancaster and across the state, we will protect your raw milk, your dairy, your farming, your school choice, your religious freedom, your ability to afford to have 10 beautiful children per family. To our hunters, 30% of you are not registered to vote. Please, our hunters, support the Second Amendment, register to vote. To our truckers that service us every single day, please request a mail-in ballot or vote early, lock in those votes. To our sorority sisters and our fraternity brothers, please, you have the power. If you're going to school here in Pennsylvania, register to vote legally and lawfully here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I feel this from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. I love our great country.
Woo!
President Trump took a bullet for us. Please use your ballot and have his back on Tuesday, November 5th, and deliver Pennsylvania for Donald J. Trump.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. This man is doing God's work. He is absolutely doing God's work. So fantastic.
All right, before we go, what we're going to do here today, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to make a new memory in Butler, Pennsylvania. And this will mark the moment that this election was won for Donald J. Trump. Let's send him back to the White House on November 5th. We love you, Pennsylvania. Thank you. God bless.
Wow. 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 You know, this is actually a really good point, and I think it's important because I actually checked my status. I mean, I know I'm registered and I'm getting everything through mail-in ballot, and I would highly advise, because this is kind of how they do it. Vote early. Vote as early as possible. I know a lot of people like to vote on the actual day. They like the sort of ritual of going into the ballot box. I do too. I've done that many, many times. But I think this year I'm going to vote as early as possible. I'm going to make sure that my vote counts. I'm going to make sure that I track it, because you can track it, and make sure that it gets absolutely lodged in the books, registered and confirmed. I highly, highly recommend that you do the same exact thing. As a matter of fact, check right now. You can just do it while we're here in the background. Check on your phone, check on your laptop, check on your desktop. Make sure that your status is current for registration. This is the most important election in the history of mankind. I don't even say the history of our country, going back to 1864, during the Civil War. But I'm saying right now, I think this is like Do we want Rome to fall now? Do we want Rome to fall immediately? Because if we don't get our guy, if we don't get Donald J. Trump in there, it is already dwindling. It is already crippled. It is already crumbling. This is the only guy who can fix it. So make sure, and this is why I say working at the local level too, make sure you grab your cousins, sisters, boyfriends, uncles, grandfathers. Look how glorious. Look how glorious that American flag is. It is beautiful. Can I just say something really quick? Is anybody nervous? I'm a little, it's so emotional. It's so powerful. 100,000 people here. It's absolutely unbelievable what's going on. But I got to say something. There is a small, tiny part of me that is actually nervous. Is anybody else nervous? Because I was live. Most of you guys might not know this. I was live on July 13th, that fated day that will forever live in infamy. July 13th, I was live, and I'll never forget that moment. Most of my mods know I had to go for a walk. I was traumatized by that day because this was before we heard from him, but when he was rushed off stage, I didn't know if he was still alive or not. I just knew that he got shot. And so I'm wondering if anybody else is nervous as I am. Holy mackerel. I know. Can you imagine if because these ruthless hypocrites, I call them hypocrites because they're not Democrats. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has confirmed this is not the party that JFK and Robert F. Kennedy and his forebears spawned, created, and cultivated. This is not the Democratic Party of bygone years. This is a new radical, extreme, far left Marxist Lenin faction. It is anti-American, anti-capitalistic, anti-constitutional, anti-civil liberties party. And they're ruthless. So I call them the hypocrites because they're hypocrites. Their hypocrisy knows no bounds. And they will lie, lie, lie. Give me some capital LADs in the comments. They are lion-ass dogs, LADs to the tilt. And they will stop at nothing. And they are ruthless. They are vermin, serpentine. And so I don't put anything past them. I don't underestimate. When you underestimate your opponent, you do so at your own peril. This is another reason why I say, I love the LADs. I love the LADs, you lion-ass dogs. I love the LADs. This is why I keep saying time after time after time, do not listen to the polls. Don't even pay attention to the polls. I don't care. And by the way, most of the polls say Trump is winning. I don't want us to become complacent. Excuse me. I don't want us to become complacent at all, because once we become complacent, then we underestimate our opponent. And when you underestimate your opponent, we do so at our own peril. And come November 5th will be the most depressing day of our lives. I will make sure every single waking hour for the next 30 days, I work 100x harder to make sure that doesn't happen. And I hope you'll join me. Subscribe. Tap the thumbs up. Tapping the thumbs up means you love America. Tapping the thumbs up is equivalent with you want to get our country to make sense again. Practical, pragmatic, a return to the America we grew up in, where you could say what you wanted. You didn't have to walk on eggshells. You didn't feel like it was neighbor against neighbor. We could end the divisiveness that President Obama sown into our country in 2008. We can end all this hypocrisy. We can end all this craziness, this woke transgender ideology that's infecting our schools, infecting our corporations, infecting our businesses, infecting our jobs. DEI, we need to get our border under control. We need to end these forever wars. We need to end inflation. Tapping that like button is a desire to get back to something that makes sense in our country again. That's the key. It's not for me. This channel is not for me. This is for my kids, my grandkids, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids, your kids, your great-grandkids, your legacy. It's our legacy, y'all, to get our country back. Thank you, Greater Faith Kingdom Ambassadors Ministries, for the $10 super chat. God bless you. Trump is showing great fight going back to finish his speech where he was shot. You know what? I want to hold this comment up here for a second. What do you guys think of this comment? I think this comment is extremely, extremely poignant. And I love the way that you said that. I couldn't agree more. I think what you just said is highly, highly powerful and relevant. I just absolutely love it. This guy took a bullet for us, y'all. He took a bullet for democracy. Remember, this is a guy who doesn't need to be doing this. He doesn't need to be doing this. This guy's a billionaire. He's the American dream come true. He's succeeded in every facet of his life. He's a husband, a grandfather, a successful businessman. He's built the New York City skyline, a real estate mogul, a business impresario. He could be playing golf and relaxing. He took a bullet for us because he knows, just like all great men know. I think of Theodore Roosevelt. TR is my favorite president next to Trump. All great men know that when they're called upon, when they are beckoning and hearkening to a calling that comes from the divine, that comes from above, that comes from providence, they know they cannot shirk their duty. They know they cannot neglect what they're supposed to do. And he knows he is the only one who can get our country back. He knows he is the only one who can negotiate with ruthless world leaders like Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin and the like. He knows he's the only one who can stand up to the swamp in Washington and say it right to their face. Get out of here. You're fired. You don't do anything for our country. It's time we stop the madness. It's time we drain the swamp. He's the only one. He won in 2020. I'm convinced that he won in 2020. So the fact that he's going back to the same exact location when he doesn't have to,
In the silence of our grief.
Hold on a second. Let's see. There's a video being played right now at the rally. China Baby, one of our mods, is actually at the rally right now.
Is lost. When the cause seems to be unwinnable. When the night seems to never end and hope is on its knees. We rise. When will they learn this man cannot be stopped? This movement cannot be defeated. And even when they mock us, even when they slander us, even when they count us out of the fight, we will not stop.
We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun.
Wow. That was a pretty cool video, wasn't it? That was a really, really cool video. I'm assuming that Elon Musk is going to probably introduce Trump. I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. We haven't heard him talk. So we saw J.D. Vance. We saw Eric.
Things were gone. I'd work for all my life.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I can't play the music because I'll get the channel removed. But as soon as he starts talking, there's our president, folks. Wow, he's back in. You know, I got to say, too, doesn't he look phenomenal? Like, he's lost a lot of weight. His color looks great. His physique looks great. I don't know if he's working out, getting in shape, but he looks phenomenal. He looks, I mean, his age is not a part of this equation at all. He is absolutely 100% ready, able, and willing. I mean, he makes, literally, he makes Kamala look older than him. I think he's as sharp as a 35-year-old. He's as cognitive. He's as lucid. He's as sober. He's as articulate, erudite. I just love it. Here he comes, folks. This is fantastic. So I'll play, once he starts talking, I'm surprised Elon Musk didn't speak. Unless I missed it. I don't think I missed it. Yeah, I think he looks fantastic. What do you guys think? Do you guys think he looks good? So we got the bulletproof glass there. He doesn't seem afraid of anything. Look at all those happy faces. There he is, folks. This is so historic. This is absolutely historic. Him returning to the site where he literally got shot. I mean, this is history in the making, ladies and gentlemen. This is so powerful. The passion, the enthusiasm, the patriotism. Kamala doesn't even come close. Kamala doesn't even come close. Oh, he's actually singing the song. That's fantastic. So cool. That is so amazing. Nobody makes me feel more proud to be American than being surrounded by amazingly awesome, down-to-earth, loving Americans and our president, Donald Trump. He looks amazing. He looks phenomenal. That is so good. USA, USA. Woo! The man, the myth, the legend. Look at that power. Look at that passion. Look at that enthusiasm. I mean, the audience is electrified. Getting dark in Butler right now. You can tell by the shadows. He looks phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Historic, folks. This is history. You're a part of it.
Lee, thank you very much, really. And thank you, a very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
As I was saying, it's so good. That's legendary. That is legendary. Oh, my God.
oh, I love that. I love that chart. I love that graph. Isn't it a beautiful thing? But also beautiful because look at the number. That's the day I left office. It was the lowest Border Patrol, the lowest it's ever been. Illegal immigration. Today it's out of control. But I love it for other reasons, too. You know that. So thank you very much. And thank Lee and what Lee has done with that song. And it's such an honor to
That is
have
legendary.
it. I want to
Legendary.
just let you know that tonight I return to Butler in the aftermath of tragedy and heartache to deliver a simple message to the people of Pennsylvania and to the people of America. Our movement to make America great again stands stronger, prouder, more united, more determined, and nearer to victory than ever before. We're going to make America great again. Going to win the election. Going to win the election. And to all Americans, whether you are Republican, Democrat, Independent, Conservative, or Liberal, or you have no label whatsoever, it makes no difference. Our movement, it belongs to you. It belongs to our country. Belongs to our country. And together in just 1 month, we are going to usher in a new golden age of American security, prosperity, sovereignty, and freedom for our citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Exactly 12 weeks ago this evening on this very ground, a cold-blooded assassin aimed to silence me and to silence the greatest movement, MAGA, in the history of our country. MAGA. We love MAGA. For 16 harrowing seconds during the gunfire, time stopped as this vicious monster unleashed pure evil from his sniper's perch, not so far away. But by the hand of providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal, did not come close. He did not stop our movement. He did not break out our spirit. He did not shake our unyielding resolve to save America from evils of poverty, hatred, and destruction. Yet we are here this evening in record numbers. This is a big crowd.
Woo!
This is a big one. This is a big one.
Baby. He's so back.
Not only to mark the triumph of American spirit, but over, and you know that this is really, truly, in the truest sense, spirit over evil and adversity, but also to pay tribute to some of the best and bravest we have ever known. This field is now a monument to the valor of our first responders, to the resilience of our fellow citizens, and to the sacrifice of a loving and devoted father, a really great man. You know that.
Corey.
Forever
Corey.
afterward.
Corey. Absolutely.
Forever after, all who have visited this hallowed place will remember what happened here, and they will know of the character and courage that so many incredible American patriots have showed and know, and they know it at a level never seen before, probably. First, I want to thank the men and women of the U.S. Secret Service who threw their bodies on top of mine without even a thought for their own lives. They were on top of me so fast. They were on top of me, and there was not even a moment of doubt in their minds. You watch those tapes, not even a moment of doubt. I want to thank Secret Service. They're great people. They are great people. And in that moment, those agents displayed a devotion to duty that cannot be described, and they did it yet again less than 3 weeks ago when they really did a fantastic job. Another attempt. It was another attempt. We have an evil world. We have a very sick world. My gratitude to them is beyond measure. We also owe a tremendous debt, thanks to the Secret Service counter sniper and a local police sniper who returned fire within seconds and stopped the shooter quickly and saved many lives. If he didn't stop, he saved many lives. He had a lot of bullets, a lot of ammunition up there with him. And we are, just amazing when you think they did it so quickly without any knowledge of what was going on, boom. And had that not happened, it would have been a very different story. It would have been potentially many people. I also want to express our thanks to the Butler Township Police Department, incredible people. The Butler Sheriff's deputies, Pennsylvania State Police, and all of the other law enforcement heroes, as well as the emergency personnel and doctors, the medical teams at Butler Memorial Hospital, Allegheny General Hospital, who rushed me and rushed some of these very badly wounded people. They were wounded, a lot of badly wounded people, and in particular, two people. And I tell you, they were very brave and great people. They were big Trump fans, and they still are. That means something. That was pretty amazing. You know, when I got up, I asked whether or not anybody was killed. I assumed that there would be a lot because I heard the bullets winging right over my head. They said probably 3. The doctors did such an incredible job. It was one great gentleman, but the other 2 have been amazing, actually. They've gone through it. They've gone through a lot. And when the crisis struck,
they did really Pennsylvania proud. You've heard that expression, Pennsylvania proud. It's a great place. I went to school. I went to college in Pennsylvania. It's a great place. The people are incredible. Also, and I have to say, after returning to the field tonight, is one of the really brave Americans who was hit by the assassin's bullet, U.S. Marine veteran David Dutch. David, thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. And David, we're thrilled to see your recovery is going well. Great doctors up here, I have to tell you, great doctors. Your courage is really an inspiration to us all. So I want to thank you very much, David. A great gentleman, great gentleman. I want to send our love to someone who could not be here because he has just undergone a major surgery related to the shooting. A man who is really badly wounded, like David, James Copenhagen, because James was a wonderful man, a big Trump fan. And Mr. Copenhagen is out there watching us right now, but he's in a hospital where they did some additional work, but he's in great shape. He wanted to be here so badly, but he's in great shape, and we appreciate it, and we're looking to his full and complete recovery. He will have a complete recovery. Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, there's one more hero who could not make it back here tonight because he is no longer with us, right? You know who that is, right? Corey, our beautiful Corey. Corey is not with us tonight, and he should be. And we all miss him. He's become somewhat of a folk hero, I have to tell you. Who is with us is his beautiful wife and daughters and relatives, sister. Please, where are you? Where are they sitting? There they are. There's a lot of people. It's not easy to find people in this audience. Goes back further than you can see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great family, a great, incredible family. And he loved you a lot. And, you know, his wife said something very beautiful. The public, a lot of people, all of us, a lot of people have been very generous. And she said, I'd rather have my husband. That's a good thing to say. That's a good thing to say. I'd rather have my husband. Corey Comparator was an incredible husband and father, a devout Christian, a veteran, and a proud former fire chief, very respected within the town. Everybody knew him. Few men volunteered to run into fires, but Corey was one of those who did. He ran into fires. I spoke to people that were with this guy would do anything. He was brave, right? Brave guy like you. And he was also a protector who put his life on the line for others, and he loved doing it. And when the sound of gunshots pierced the air on that July evening, Corey leapt into the fire one more time. In his last seconds of this earth, he threw himself on the top of his wife and daughters. He didn't want them hurt. He threw himself. He said he knew what was happening. He didn't want them hurt. And he was hit hard. He was hit hard. And he gave his life to shield their lives. Every father and husband in America hopes that if the time came, we would have what Corey had, tremendous courage, tremendous guts, and he wanted to protect his family, and he did protect his family. At this time, it is 6:11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
That is absolutely heart-wrenching. Unbelievable. What did you guys think of that? Wow. Wow.
Now that is what you call a voice. One of the greatest opera singers in the world, and Christopher Macchio, who's truly a great talent, is going to be back when I leave, and I'm going to stay backstage watching every song. He's going to sing 3 or 4 great songs, Nessa Dorma and others. And so I wouldn't leave your seat too fast when we're finished today, but this is in honor of 3 great people, actually, 3 great, and in particular, Corey. And we appreciate it, but that is a real voice, isn't it, huh? That's not, what do you think, Mr. Future Vice President? Pretty good, right? I don't know if you could do that, JD. I don't know.
JD.
I don't think JD can do that. In the face of murderous hate, Corey answered the most selfless kind of love. We are joined this evening by Corey's incredible widow, Helen, his 2 precious daughters, Kaylee and Allison, and his sisters, Kelly and Dawn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is an incredible tribute. This is a tribute like no other, and he deserves it. To Helen and the entire family, I can only begin to imagine the depths of your grief, but I want you to know that just like you, we will carry his memory in our hearts for as long as we live. Everybody in this stadium and everybody that was there on that tragic evening, we are thinking about Corey. We think about him a lot. I know he's looking down on us right now from heaven, smiling at his beloved wife and daughters and his mother, Karen, and his entire family, And he's with you, and he's going to be with us for a long time because, you know, some people just don't die in vain, and what he's left behind is incredible. And so God bless you, Corey. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Amen to that.
You know, I just one little story. Helen told me that on the day that they came to the rally, Corey was really excited because somebody gave him great seats right up front here with the people from North Carolina, the ladies from North Carolina. This is their 227th rally. I don't know what's going on with them. Those beautiful ladies. But they always seem to have good seats. You know? But Corey had the best seat in the house, and he was telling his wife and family on the way over in the car, he said, I'm telling you, he's going to invite me up in the stage, because I do that sometimes. I take people, we invite them up at the stage. And she smiled, thinking it'll never happen. And little did anyone realize that Corey would be on the stage 3 months later in an almost immortal position. And that's where he is today. He's on the stage in a, I think it's a truly immortal position. So the love that he showed on that day and throughout his life is the love that sustains the entire movement, love that our families have, and it's love of our communities and love of our country. It's a force more powerful than any hatred and malice, because even in the darkest hours, it shines forth as a guide, and it guides us like nothing could ever guide us. It guides us really like a candle in the night.
And so it's love like Corey's that is joining us to save our country, that's going to heal our country, and that is going to reunite our country as one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Woo! Now we're talking. Kamala doesn't even know the Constitution. She hates America.
So what our opponents have never understood is that this movement has never been about me. It's always been about you. It's been about a lot of people, millions and millions of people, the biggest ever in the history of this country, maybe anywhere. And everyday people who are the heart and soul of our country. They love our movement. They love our country, and they know they're doing right. Your hopes are my hopes. Your dreams are my dreams, and your future is what I am fighting for every single day. And now I have a great companion in J.D. Vance. How good was he the other night?
Hello. Hello. Absolutely 100%.
It was great.
Tampon Tim. He spanked Tampon Tim. J.D., 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 J.D.
He was great. But from the very beginning of this journey, I've been on a mission to rescue our country from a failed and very corrupt political establishment, very corrupt. We have to change it. We have to change it. We need also a very free and open press, and to give it back to the country you believe in and I believe in. It's a country that we were born in and the country that you deserve. You deserve this. In that mission, I will never quit. I will never bend. I will never break. I will never yield, not even in the face of death itself. And I believe that every citizen deserves an America with a grand, very, very grand ambition, great opportunities, and limitless. We just want limitless potential. We want an America where you can get ahead and be proud of life and provide for your family in a really decent way, where we don't have crime. We have a fabulous military to protect us from evil. We have everything has to be the best. We have to have the best schools. We have to have strong borders. We don't want bad people coming in and hurting us. We don't want to have open borders, do we?
Nope.
You deserve a government that protects and respects its own citizens, that defends your sovereignty, your security, and your dignity and your freedom. You deserve a nation that builds things, again, makes things better, that aims for the stars once more, and that once again commands respect. And we want to get respect like we had it 4 years ago. The entire world respected us. They respected us. They respected us more than they've ever respected us. And now they laugh at us. We can't have them laugh at us, can we? Above all, you deserve leadership in Washington that does not answer to the lobbyists, to the bureaucrats, or to the corrupt special interests, but answers only to you, the hardworking citizens of America, of which there are a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us from achieving this future have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me, tried to throw me off the ballot, and who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. But I've never stopped fighting for you, and I never will. Never will. Never going to stop.
He's proven that multiple times.
Thank you. Thank you. And in turn, you have always stood with me. You have always stood with me, no matter what. You saw what was going on. You saw the hoaxes and the scams. You saw everything that went on. We are a team. We're a great team, I think. We're probably the best team ever in the history of our country, if you really think about it. We've fought together. We have endured together. We have pushed onward together. And right here in Pennsylvania, we have bled together. We've bled. We've had 3 people that really got hit hard. 2 of them made it. Great doctors, great doctors. They weren't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to make it. People said, my great doctor at Butler,
said, sir, you're the luckiest man alive. This would be a good time for you to go out and buy a lottery ticket. I've never seen anything like I almost went out and bought a lottery ticket. I'll take it. And 31 days from now, here in this great Commonwealth and all across our land, we are going to win together. We are going to vote together. We're going to win the greatest election in the history of our country, maybe the greatest election all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Has to happen. It must happen. Everybody go vote. Grab everybody you know. Grab
After we all have been through all of this together, nobody's gone through what we've gone through. Nobody. Because I go through it, you're going through it too. But there's never been anything like this. You know, I always say there's an enemy from within and there's an outside enemy. And if you're smart, the outside enemy is not going to be a problem. Russia, China, North Korea. We're not going to have a problem if you have a smart president. If you have not such a smart president, then it's a problem. But we have an enemy from within, which I think is much more dangerous than the outside enemy.
Kamala.
We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We can make these the 4 greatest years. We'll turn it around so fast that your head will spin.
Woo! That sounds beautiful to me. Everybody will prosper. I'm telling you, everybody will prosper.
With
Just
victory
like
on
they did for
November
you.
5th, we are going to redeem America's promise and unlock the extraordinary future that is just within our reach. It is now within our reach. Think of it, 1 month from today. One month.
Wow.
We got to get there.
Insane.
We got to get there. They'll drop all sorts of bombs. They'll be hitting you, JD. They'll be hitting me. These people, they'll hit and hit. But I think we've almost become immune to it, haven't we? We've become immune to it. You got a little dose of it, a couple of little doses. No, that's the only way. That's the only way they can even think about winning, with open borders. Who wants open borders? Who wants men playing in women's sports? Who wants sex change operations for illegal aliens?
What a bunch of bullshit.
In holding bins. No, I don't think so. We will begin a new era of soaring income, skyrocketing wealth, millions and millions of new jobs, and a booming middle class. We're going to boom like we've never boomed before. And we're going to unleash a manufacturing renaissance right here in Pennsylvania, including fracking like we've never fracked before. We're going to frack.
We're going to frack. I love it.
You know, our opponent said, there'll be no fracking. We'll never frack. Then she started seeing poll numbers, by the way. And by the way, speaking of poll numbers, do you mind if I mention poll numbers? Because I only mention them when they're good. I never mention it. But one that's hit me really amazingly, Rasmussen, very highly respected poll. JD, it just came out. I don't think you heard this one, but this is a shocker. You know, they always say the Democrats will win the Hispanic vote, but we've been creeping up rather rapidly. And Rasmussen is one of the most respected polls. I mean, Republicans would get 4, 5, 6, 9, 10%. They just came out with a poll, 62% for Trump. Think of that.
Vote as early as possible. Vote as early as you can. That's the only way.
And 34% for Kamala.
Comrade.
I don't
Kamala.
usually use her last name because nobody knows who I'm talking about. I go, Harris. They say, who's Harris? It's happening all the time. Who's Harris? And we can't find out who she is, because if we do, our country is going to be in big trouble. We will live in a very beautiful city or town that are safe and clean, with borders that are sealed and secure. And again, we want people to come into our country. We all want that. We need that. But you know what? We want them to come in legally. They're going to come in legally and love for our country.
That's the key.
And America will once again be strong and confident and free. And we're going to have that. We're going to have it strong, confident, and free. That's why I'm here today. You know, I could right now be having a beautiful life. I don't have to be here. I could be on a gorgeous beach someplace. I have such nice property. I could be I could be in Monte Carlo as an example, but I'd rather be in Butler with you. I'd rather be in Butler.
I'd rather be in Butler.
And I think JD would rather be in Butler, JD.
Hey, JD. How do you not love this guy? We love you. We love you. How do you not love this guy? This is history.
No, I'd rather be here because we're doing something. You know, they got a lot of rich guys that go, nobody cares about them. I had one about a month ago, very, very rich guy, and he called me up. He said, President, I've known him for a long time. I don't say how long because I don't want my wife to hear that number. It's a long time. But he's very successful. And he said to me, sir, could you do me a favor? The guy's worth billions of dollars. He said, could you do me a favor? I can't get into a restaurant. Do you think you could call them to get me in? And I said, what the hell is the good of being rich if you can't get into a restaurant, right? And I called the maitre d'. Hi, I'm a little embarrassed. Hi, this is Donald Trump. I recognize your voice. So would you do me a favor? A friend of mine is online about a mile back. This is a very successful restaurant. And he's got his wife. I described the wife. Could you possibly go get them? Could you go get them and bring them in? And he did. And my friend called me up the next day. He said, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, doctor, please. Doctor in the house. Thank you.
Oh, no. What happened?
Thank you. Thank you very much, doctor. Yeah, thank you. Take your time, doctor, please. We got plenty of time, right? We got a lot of time.
Something happened, I guess, in the audience. Somebody fainted or something. China Baby, where are you? China Baby's there. One of our mods, the best mods. China Baby is at Butler right now.
You doing okay? Take your time. We've got to protect our people, right? Take your time.
Absolutely.
It's all right, doctor. Go ahead. That's all right. That's all right. People come out 2-3 days ago, and then they get it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. We appreciate, everybody appreciates it. Yep. Take your time. That's great. That's
what a
great.
sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
Do we have the greatest people in the world? We have the greatest people in the world. First responders, thank you very much.
Something happened to somebody in the audience, so he's paused. I think they're getting medical treatment right now. Oh my gosh, don't say sniper. Don't even mention sniper. I don't want to hear the word. I know, is this like the old bait and switch or something? This is beautiful. Through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, that stars spangled It's so beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. Everybody wants to come to America. This is the greatest country that's ever been invented. Everybody wants to come here. Everybody. It's sickening what these hypocrites are doing to our country. Absolutely sickening how you can destroy the greatest invention of all time. I mean, almost intentionally, it seems like they're screwing it up. Okay, so there's somebody's getting some medical treatment right now. Trump. God bless Trump.
Thank you.
It's taking quite a long time. It's been at least 10, 12 minutes now. I hope everything's all right. People started pointing, and Trump was in the middle of his speech. Ugh, this does make me nervous because I don't want, like... Oy, oy, oy. Welcome, Pork Chop. Nice to have you with us. Okay, looks like they got some help. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, first responders. Thank you very much.
That's great that he waits the entire time out of respect. This guy's just made of gold.
People are here for a long time, and we appreciate it very much. And so sometimes that happens. A lot of times that happens, actually. But she'll be great. You watch. So 12 weeks ago, we all took a bullet for America, and all we are all asking is that everyone goes out and votes. We got to win. We can't let this happen to our country. We can't take another 4 years like this. We won't have a country left. We're not going to have a country left. And all of this will be for nothing if you don't get out and vote. It will all be for nothing. We will have talked about it, and if we do it, it'll be the greatest achievement, I think, in the history of politics for all of us for this age. Because we're going to change our country around and fast. We're going to do things that nobody thought were possible. We're going to do them fast. So Pennsylvania, it's time to stand up for America and a time to save our country. This is really about saving our country. It's never been like this. When you look at the crime, look at the crime. Look at the people that are coming in, murderers. 13,099 murders let in over the last short period of time. Murderers that have been released from penitentiaries, prisons, jails, released into our country. Crime rates all over the world are down. They're taking their gang members and their criminals. They're taking their people in jail, and they're releasing them into our country. We can't have it. You know, we just can't have it. How do you get more simple than that? They're releasing murderers. They're releasing drug dealers. They're releasing gang members and criminals. Human traffickers, mostly they traffic in women, and they're releasing them all into our country, and they're emptying their jails, and their crime rates in Venezuela are way down because, you know, but it's not only in South America, it's all over the world, in Africa, the Congo. There are a lot of people coming out of the Congo in Africa. They're coming out from Asia. They're coming out from the Middle East, Yemen. They're coming out from Yemen. A lot of people coming out of Yemen, and they're known terrorists, and they just release them into our country from countries unknown also. They know nothing about the people. Oh, go right in. These people are crazy. And we have to win. We'll stop it immediately, and it will be a big deportation. We're going to deport these people. We're going to get them out of our country immediately, or we won't have a country. And if we win Pennsylvania, we will win the whole thing. The whole thing will be won. So for the sake of our families, for the sake of our children, we will keep on going. And as the expression goes, I mean, I'm a little embarrassed to say it, to be honest with you, but I'm going to say it because a lot of people do say it. We will fight, fight, fight. We're going to fight for our country. We're going to fight for our country. And together we will save this country. We will restore the republic, and America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer and greater, and more united than ever before. Our country will be united. You'll watch. You'll watch. You know, we had the most successful country ever, maybe in the world during my term. We had the greatest economy that we've ever had. And you know what was happening? We were uniting. The other side, radical left people were coming over. They wanted to meet. They were coming over. Women, men. If you look at population, our black population, our Hispanic population, our Asian population, everybody was doing better. People that went to the best schools and best colleges in the world got the highest marks, and people that couldn't get a high school degree, everybody was doing better, and our country was coming together. And then we got hit with COVID, a gift from China. Some people would call it the China virus. And we did a great job on that too. We did a great job, but the world was disturbed. $60 trillion in damage worldwide, millions and millions of, tens of millions of people killed. And we still, during this 4-year period, we had the greatest economy, one of the great countries of the world. And we left with a stock market that was higher than it was just prior to COVID coming in. So what we did was something really incredible. But we had the greatest, most successful country ever. We had the greatest economy in our history, and we're going to do it again, and maybe even better. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about people and about doing things and what works and what doesn't work, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And we're going to have safe cities, and we're going to have great cities again, and we're going to have a capital in Washington, D.C., which is right now crime-ridden. You leave from the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you go drive down to Washington, D.C., and you drive down and you end up getting murdered, you end up getting hurt, you get mugged. We are going to straighten out Washington, D.C. We're going to make it again the most beautiful capital in the world. We're not going to have graffiti. We're not going to have graffiti on our marble columns. We're not going to have roads that have potholes all over them and medians that are falling into the highways. We're going to run it properly. We're going to change it. We're going to run it properly. It's an embarrassment to us. Can you imagine foreign leaders coming in and running over roads that haven't been paved in years? We're honored to be joined tonight by one of the people who is going to help us build this incredible future. And he is a truly incredible guy. And I don't say that often. He's a great gentleman. He's done such an unbelievable job for North Carolina, for Georgia, for Alabama, for Florida, for Tennessee. His name is Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
I love it. I love it. Wow.
Hi, everyone.
He's like a little kid.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
The choice is pretty clear. God,
fight.
Well said.
Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America?
Pretty easy.
Absolutely.
Pretty easy.
And
I mean, it's true.
I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting.
Ugh. Newscomb, Kamala, awful people.
I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment.
Well said.
And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
It's true. The man is speaking truths.
President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. Yes. This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona, 48 hours. Like, text people now, now. And then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important. So get everyone you know. Everyone. So I'm speaking to people out there. Everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced. But for people out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? So nothing is more important.
100%.
And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well, it does, okay? It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin. So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site. And double check that your registration is good. Don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway. more than anything that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania.
100%. That is so well said.
So
that is so well said.
So thank you. And honestly, you want to just be a pest. Just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote.
He's so funny. He's so funny in a foreign little cute way, isn't he? He's amazing. He's amazing. He's got such a genuine heart like Trump does. Are they going to say things that piss us off? Of course. Are they going to say things that are crazy? Of course. But their heart is true. Their intentions are true.
What a great guy. And he'd rather be making rocket ships because he'd really rather do that. Nobody better. I think he's got 90% of the rockets that go up. But Elon, thank you very much. Incredible. Incredible.
Very good speech. Very strong.
What he says is true. You know, we're all having fun here tonight, but if we don't register and if we don't vote, we're just going to look upon this as another sort of nice day in our life, but it won't even be a nice day. We're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. We got to win. If we don't win, it's, as he said, it's just not important. We have to save our country. So you have to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. You got to get your friends and vote because, you know, they play a lot of tricks, this particular other side. Elon's a very nice guy. He doesn't want to say it, but they play a lot of tricks. We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen again. We can't let it happen. And one thing, they showed us how bad they are. They showed us how bad a job they do. So that's one thing we got from this 4 years. They've done the worst job. That's the worst president in the history of our country. It's the worst vice president in the history of our country. And if you watched over the last couple of days, they are doing, this is a Katrina for them. This is one of the worst. They say it's the worst job ever done on helping people through the ravages of a hurricane. And they're watching, she's out there campaigning in San Francisco, a place that she ruined. Okay, she ruined San Francisco.
Doing a podcast.
She ruined, think of this, she ruined San Francisco. She was the worst DA. And she ruined the state of California. And now she wants to ruin the United States of America. We can't let her do it. So I called Elon to tell him that they needed Starlink as an example. They couldn't get Starlink. I didn't know what Starlink was, I must tell you. Elon, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know what the hell Starlink was. He loves Starlink. He can tell you every little screw that's needed, every wire. Me, I didn't know. But when I was in North Carolina and Georgia just the other day, yesterday to be exact, but they were saying we have tremendous communications, especially in North Carolina, and we have tremendous problems. We have no communication. The poles were ripped down. The wires were underwater. Houses were destroyed. Possibly 1,000 people, maybe more, will be, you know, there's 600 people missing. Missing is not good because you know what missing means generally. That's really bad. And they had no communication. They had literally no communication with, they called it the mainland because the water was so crazy. It was like they were in the middle of a lake and they'd never seen anything like it. And they said, do you know somebody named Elon Musk? I said, yeah, I happen to know him a little bit. He just endorsed me, actually. Although he endorsed me a long time ago, but he still, to me, every day is a good endorsement from Elon. Nobody's smarter than Elon. And they said, could you do us a favor? Could you help us? We're trying to get Starlink, and it's very hard to get. Most people say you can't even get it. I called up Elon. I said, North Carolina's in big trouble. Georgia's in big trouble. They need communication. They have none because their poles have been knocked down and their wires are underwater and even dangerously underwater, but they have no communication. Elon, could you do something about Starlink, whatever the hell that is, Elon? Whatever Starlink, that's all they want to hear is Starlink. And an amazing thing happened. I got a call from one of the top people in North Carolina. I got a call from another great person in Georgia. And I wasn't finished with my phone call yet. And they got word that Starlink would be delivered to the States. I said, no. And I said, what the hell is he? What kind of a system is that? Normally you'd have to hang up and he'd go and call people. He did it during the phone call. What kind of a system do you have? That's why he's a very advanced He is a very advanced person. But I want to thank you, Elon, because I got it. And I said, how does it work? 2 days later, how does it work? They said, much better than the wires. So now I'm saying, why the hell aren't they? You're going to come out very well anyway. And, you know, he also said, you don't have to pay me. You pay me someday when you get the money back. You don't have to pay me. He wanted nothing. He's a great guy. Thank you, Elon, for being here. Thank you very much. Great honor. Great honor. Thank you, Elon. And that's heartfelt. I can't even see the end. That's a lot of people here today. We're also joined by a great gentleman, a top, brilliant student. He went to a tremendous college and he graduated like right at the top of his class. In 2 years, I didn't know you could do that. It's 4-year college. Then he went to the military. Then he came out and he did fantastically inside the military. Then he came out. He went to Yale without the benefit of family ties. You know what that means, right? Without the benefit. That's pretty good without family ties. I don't know too many of those people. They had no family ties. They got in. You can't get in. And he graduated along with his wife. The two, they're not going to have any problems with your kids academically, I can tell you. His wife and him were like the top students in the class. But he went to Yale Law School, and then he went out into the private sector, did great. Then he ran for the Senate, and he did fantastically. He won, and he's like a rocket ship. He's like one of Elon's rocket ships, the way his career is going. But you see why, because he's a really brilliant guy, and you saw that the other night in the debate, right? You saw that the other night in the debate.
Oh, he was fantastic.
You know the expression they have? If that were a fight, they would have stopped it, right? So I just want to thank JD. I was always confident in that pick. And we had great people too, JD. We have every one of those guys were great. Every one of them would have done a great job. It was amazing. But we appreciate the job you're doing. And he's also very energetic. And he'll go on anywhere. He'll go on MSDNC. I say, oh, he's on that. He'll go on CNN. It's That's like true. He has no problem. He swats them like this. He has no problem.
That's true.
No, it's true. You know, other people say, sir, I'd rather not do that one. I'd rather not do that one, sir. I'd rather not do them because they are, you know, very, with him, he doesn't care. He says, they're not going to outsmart me. So I want to thank JD. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. Amazing. Great.
JD. I mean,
we have a lot of senators and a lot of people from Congress. I'm going to introduce a few of them that are really outstanding, and they are warriors and they're great patriots. Senator Eric Schmidt. Where's Eric Schmidt? He's around here someplace. Nice, tall, handsome guy. Thank you, Eric. What a great job you've done. He helps us so much with the Senate, and we've got a great Senate. We have to get a couple of more senators elected. I think it's going to happen too. I think it's going to happen. We have members of Congress here. Dan Muser. Dan, where's Dan? Great job. Real warrior. These are warriors. Guy Reschenthaler. That's the hardest name in the Senate to pronounce, but I've learned how to pronounce it. Guy, thank you very much. Great. Where's Guy? Guy, thank you very much, Guy. Glenn G.T. Thompson. Fantastic guy. Thanks, Glenn. Great job. John Joyce. Thank you, John. Great. Corey Mills. He's out there fighting too. He's out there. He is out there in North Carolina, Georgia. He's out there helping people. Mike Waltz, who's a tremendous national security asset. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Okay, and a man who was my doctor. I got to know him as a doctor in the White House, right? And then before that, he was actually an admiral, and then he went to the White House. He was a great admiral. He was a great doctor. And I love him for one reason. They asked him in the White House, the press, the fake news media said, who is the most? He was the doctor for Obama, Bush, and Trump. That's pretty good, right? White House doctor for the three of us. He said, the press, who is the healthiest of the three? He said, definitely it's Donald Trump. There's not even a contest. And I love that guy. When he said that, JD, when he said that, I said, I like this guy. So then he said, you know, sir, he was leaving the White House. He said, you know, I'd love to run for Congress. And he ran against 28 people. They were all running for the Republican primary because whoever won that primary is going to win. I think it's a Trump plus 48. Whoever wins gets 48 point start. And not only did he win, he won easily. And now he's one of the most popular people in Congress and one of the most talented, maybe more importantly. Ronnie Jackson. Ronnie. Where's Ronnie? Where is you? Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. And you got a lot of talent surrounding you there. I think it's very important also. We're here for a reason, and that's to win and to honor Corey. But Corey wants us to win too. And there's a man in the audience that's been very much a career path, a little bit like JD, a great student, great talented student, and fantastic in the military. Then went out to be a tremendous success, one of the most successful people on Wall Street, actually. And he's tough and he's smart, and he's going to make sure you always have fracking in Pennsylvania. And he's going to make sure you have many other things other than fracking. You have a senator that now does nothing. He does nothing. And he doesn't fight for you. He votes with Biden, if you can believe it, like 100% of the time. But this guy, and you know, we're lucky that he does it. I don't know. He might not have done it if he had it to do again. I don't know. But I think he's just one of the most outstanding people anywhere in the country to run for office. And we're lucky that he's doing it, and he's got a real shot. He's doing very well in the polls. It's hard to beat somebody that's been there a long time, but this is somebody that's been there a long time and did nothing. He did nothing. And his name is David McCormick, and he's great, and I hope he's going to be your next senator. And I see somebody else I didn't know he was here. Mike Kelly. I see Mike Kelly. Stand up. Oh, boy, am I lucky. Am I lucky I spotted him? If I didn't spot you, I was in big trouble, right? This is a man who's beloved in this state, and he's fantastic. So thank you, Mike. Thank you. We also have some terrific people from law enforcement. Butler County Sheriff Mike Sloop. Thank you, Mike. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for your help, too. I could tell you. Thank you for your help. I can say that. Thank you very much. Butler County Commissioner Leslie Oshie. Leslie, thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Great job. RNC Chairman Michael Watley. This guy is doing a great job. He's doing great. Came from North Carolina. We won North Carolina. He kept their cheating down to a minimum, and we were able to win it. And we were solid all night long. And he's great, but if we don't have good results by the 6th of November, I will never say that about him again. No, he's a great guy. He's working very hard. 24 hours a day he's working. I know that. And he's working mostly on stop the steal, because we have a lot of votes. We have plenty of votes. Stop the steal. That's why you've got to get out. You've got to get out and vote. We're going to win this thing. And the more we win it, you know, it's too big to rig. You know, the expression we use, make it too big to rig. You know, at a certain point, Elon would understand this better than anybody statistically. At a certain point, their cheating doesn't matter. And we want to make it too big to rig. And we also have somebody that's very special, the co-chair of the Republican Party, Lara Trump. Thank you. Lara, thanks. And, you know, oftentimes with families, they say, oh, you know, why did you put that one in or this one in, and all the different people. So many people have problems with that. In her case, everyone said, how the hell did you get her to do it? She has been unbelievable. So thank you very much. Comes from North Carolina, and I have a feeling she's going to be spending some time down there a little bit. And she's married to my wonderful son, Eric, who's right here. So, Eric, please stand up. He's a great guy. Eric has a distinction. He has gotten more subpoenas than any man in the history of our country by about 10 times. Every day Congress would meet, they'd send him a subpoena. What is it about? They have no idea. But I think he's got the all-time record, and he's handled it all beautifully. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A friend of mine, a great, great businessman, one of the most respected people, and he made a big, big contribution yesterday to Georgia and a big contribution to North Carolina. Steve Witkoff is here.
He actually gave a pretty good speech, too.
Hi, Steve. Thanks. And another man who's one of the greatest businessmen in the country, he actually said that if Trump doesn't win, this country is going to go into a massive depression. Well, I don't know about that, but he has been a very good predictor, I will say that. And truly one of the greats, one of the great pickers, picker meaning stocks. He knows what he's doing and highly respected by everybody. John Paulson. Thank you, John. Great. Great guy. Now, we have so many others, and I won't do it because we have to really get out of here before it gets too cold for people. But I love it much better because there's one teleprompter. Not that I use the teleprompters too much. Isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter?
That's true.
No, we don't. We don't need it. But this one was right smack in the sun. Great job back there, fellas. They said the teleprompters are working fine. Well, thank goodness. Did you see what happened the other day with the teleprompter with her? That was not a pretty sight. The teleprompter went off and she went off too. She didn't know what the hell happened.
It's true.
And you know, teleprompters are very dangerous because they go off a lot. You have to be prepared for them to go off cold blank. You'll have 100,000 people. You have 75,000 people. You have this. And if the teleprompter goes off, you got to be able to move. She did not move well. This was not a good situation. But three more heroes from July 13th who rendered first aid to Corey incredibly. Dr. Jim Sweetland. Rico Elmore, who was unbelievable. Rico, you were unbelievable. He ran over, National Guard. He ran over and grabbed Corey, and Corey was still living, and he was doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a man who was really in bad shape like nobody's ever seen, and his family appreciates it, and I do too. So thank you, Rico, very much. Right? Amazing, amazing, amazing the people that we have. And you learn about them under times like this. That's when you really learn. So we're going to be seeing Rico again. And Ed Shear, fantastic job. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ed. Great job. In addition, this evening, we have to send our prayers and support to all the families affected by Hurricane Helene. This has been the worst hurricane response by a president and vice president since Katrina, and this is simply not acceptable. Those people, I was there yesterday with North Carolina and Georgia, and I'll tell you, and by the way, the governor of Georgia is doing an excellent job, but we have other people that aren't doing a good job, and we have to have them do a good job. But the federal government is doing a very bad job. They are not doing the job, and we have death and destruction that we haven't seen maybe ever. It's a real bad one, and they have to get people there because they don't have people there. They don't have the people. Kamala wined and dined in San Francisco, and all of the people in North Carolina, no helicopters, no rescue. It's just what's happened there is very bad. They're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been washed away. And yet we send tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries that most people have never heard of. They're offering them $750. They've been destroyed. These people have been destroyed. The one young lady washed, you saw that with her son. I mean, pretty, I wish I never saw it, but just washed away. His son was washed away with the grandparents, and so sad. And they're giving them $750. And think of it, we give foreign countries hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're handing North Carolina $750. If you want a president who won't even try to save you when the floodwaters are rising, vote for Kamala. She's not the right person. Look, you know what? If they did a good job, I wouldn't have run. To be honest with you, I didn't need to do this. I didn't need to. If I thought they were doing an even modestly good job, I wouldn't have run, but I saw right from the beginning, grossly incompetent. And I was right about that. And I decided to run. And we're doing really well. I was telling you about polls. We're way up in some polls. We're up in other polls. And with the swing states, I think most of them have us up in every single swing state, including the great commonwealth of a place called Pennsylvania. And don't ever not call it a commonwealth, because I've seen people call it a state, and that's the end of them. That's practically the end of their political career. You got to be very careful with Pennsylvania. It's that commonwealth. I haven't made that mistake. I don't want to either. It was not a pretty picture. If you want a president who will stop at nothing to protect you and your family, I hope you're going to vote for a gentleman named Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of him?
Have you heard of him? Have you ever heard of
Together
this
we
guy?
will rebuild Western North Carolina, rural Georgia, and every other state that's been so badly affected. That includes Alabama. Virginia was very hit hard. South Carolina was hit very hard. Florida. So many states. Tennessee was hit really hard. They were all hit, and we're going to work with them. And, the next president is going to be the one that really, once they got to get this done. But once that happens, the next president is going to be the one that has to really help them. And JD will be there to help them. I know that. 2024 is the most important election in the history of our country. And here are the facts. My opponent, Kamala Harris, is the most incompetent and far-left nominee ever to run for president. You know, she's much further left than crazy Bernie Sanders, you know that.
Crazy Bernie.
She wants to open borders. She took the most secure border in U.S. history and turned it into the worst border in the history of the world. Remember, she was appointed border czar. She says she wasn't now after 3 years, but she was. But whether she was or not, she was in charge of the border. And
She
the other
just
day I saw her
lies.
get up and say, we will do this, we will do that. Why didn't they do it 4 years ago? Why didn't they do it? The damage is so bad, and so it's been done. She let in 21 million illegal aliens from all over the world, from prisons and jails and mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're terrorists at record levels, at levels we've never seen before. She cost you $29,000 a family through inflation price hikes. And now she wants a larger tax hike, and she wants to go the largest tax hike in American history. There's never been a tax hike like what she's proposing. She's going to raise your taxes a minimum of $3,000. She's a big taxer. And she was the original creator of Defund the Police. I think for all the sheriffs over here, if you're a partner in Defund the Police for even 2 days, you cannot be president. But she was one of the founders of Defund the Police, and she still believes that, by the way. I don't know how anybody could, but she still believes that. And if she ever had a chance, there's a good possibility she'd go back to it. Can you imagine somebody's robbing our house? Well, there's nothing we can do about it. That's what they say. There's nothing. You know, they tried it. And you know where they tried it? In Minnesota with our vice president. And it wasn't working out too well. It was working out very well for the robbers and the criminals. That's the only one it was working out well for. Kamala Harris vowed to abolish ICE. She wants mass amnesty and citizenship for illegals. And worst of all, she lost, and this is maybe the worst thing in the whole, that nobody talks, the fake news won't mention it. She lost more than 325,000 migrant children that are now dead in slavery or just plain missing, probably never to be seen again, never to see their parents again. But this isn't like, this is 325,000 have been lost. She praised the idea of a 70% to an 80% tax rate. She imposed a natural gas export ban on Pennsylvania, which is killing your energy workers and your pricing. You know, you have one of the highest energy costs in the country, and yet you're sitting on top of a massive amount of energy that she doesn't want to get. It's been a disaster for your state, and now she's vowed repeatedly. Now, all of a sudden, she changed her mind. But when, you know, with politicians, it's always the first statement that comes out to be the one they want. So she spent 14 years knocking fracking. We're never going to have fracking. We're not going to frack. All of a sudden, a little while ago, she came out, I love fracking very much. No, she'll go back to it. And she even endorsed free sex changes for illegal aliens
that's
in
insane.
detention at taxpayer expense. I don't think Elon likes that idea. These are not ideas that Elon Musk likes too much. And it was just announced yesterday in California, and he took this one from me. I'm so upset. But think of it, that the far less than average governor, Gavin Newsom, has banned any and all ID requirements from voting and registering to vote. You're not even allowed to mention the fact, Elon, you're not allowed to mention the fact. You can't say, may I see your ID? If you do, it's a criminal act. This is a takeover of the country. You're not allowed to ask for an ID. If you do, it's a criminal count. Other Democrat states are following. This is only so they can cheat. There's only one thing that you do this for, so that you can cheat on elections. There's no other conceivable reason. Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist. She is a woman that's not respected in Congress. She was laughed at Congress. Nobody thought she could win. You know, they did a coup. Whether you like him or not, I'm not a particularly big fan, but we had a debate, and the debate ended, and all of a sudden they come to him and they say, we want you out. You're not going to win the election. And he said, I don't want to get out. He got 14 million votes. If you believe in democracy or a system, he got 14 million votes, and she got none. She was the first one out, 22 candidates, and she never made it to Iowa. She quit before Iowa, and now she's running, and that's okay. But, you know, we spent $150 million beating Biden, and as soon as he was down and out for the count, they said, let's take him out. We'll give somebody else to run. Never happened before. We do a lot of firsts, I will tell you. We do a lot of firsts. But she's a person that rated even worse in every statistic than any other senator. She was rated at the bottom of the U.S. Senate. She's destroyed everything she touched. But the good news is that we have a plan to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it fast. Nobody is going to stand for open borders. Nobody is going to stand for a bad military. Nobody is going to stand for education that's not proper. We're moving education back to the states. You're going to be running your own education. So we have, you know, in education, so important is what's more important than education, but we rank at the bottom of every list. They rank 40 major countries. We're at the bottom. But we're top of the list as the cost per pupil. We spend more per pupil, per student, than any other country anywhere in the world. So we're number one in that, and we're number 38, 39, or 40 every single time. And you have Denmark, you have Sweden, you have Norway, you have China. It's always a top five. Can you believe it? China's a top five. That's amazing. But we're going to move our education back to the states. So places like Indiana and Iowa and Idaho and states that you don't even hear too much of because they're so good and so well run, they're going to run their own education. And you know what's going to come out of that? A Denmark, a Norway, a Sweden, maybe, I don't even know, China. Can you imagine China with 1.4 billion people is a top five, and we're close to 40. We are 40 sometimes. Starting on day one, I will seal the border and stop the migrant invasion into our country. We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of the United States. Dwight Eisenhower right now has that.
Get those criminals out of here.
It's not, and by the way, it's not something I want to do. I dread having to do it, but we have no choice. What they've done to our country is not even believable.
It's an invasion.
Especially the criminals, the criminal element that's in our country. And again, all over the world, crime rates are down because they've taken their criminals and they've dumped them into the United States. And you know what? I would have been worse than them. I would have had it done even faster. They've dumped them into the United States of America, and that's what we have. And it's dangerous out there. We're getting them out. We're getting them out quickly. And we will defeat inflation, and we will make America affordable again. And it's going to start with liquid gold. We have more liquid gold, oil, and gas under our feet than any nation in the world, including Saudi Arabia and Russia. We will become energy independent like we were just 4 years ago. You know, 4 years ago, we were energy independent. Can you believe it? And then we were going to become energy dominant. We will be dominant within a matter of months, and we will make so much money. We are going to drill, baby, drill. And we will again open Anwar. Ronald Reagan tried to do it. Every single president from before Reagan tried to do it, and I got it done. Anwar is the largest drilling site anywhere in the world. It could be larger than Saudi Arabia, could be larger than Russia. It's in Alaska. And I got it done, and we worked to get it done. And one of the first things he did was terminate Anwar. And that was going to take care of all of Asia. That was going to make us so much money. We would have paid off debt. You would have gotten, I gave you the biggest tax reduction in history. You would have gotten even a bigger one. You were going to be just very happy. You were going to say, I like that guy very much. 20 million Americans are behind on their electric bills right now. It was just announced. 20 million Americans, they're struggling to pay their monthly bills at a record rate. There's never been anything like it. And it's all because of their anti-U.S. energy regime, which has caused Pennsylvania electricity prices to raise almost 50%. We will cut energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months. We will have your energy prices, your air conditioning, heating, cars if you buy a Tesla, which is good. It's good. We will have your energy prices cut in half. It'll be cut in half within a period of 1 year from January 20th, which is the day we take office. And that's going to save you a lot of money. And that's going to, in turn, bring down the prices of everything because, you know, more than anything else, people tell me about the groceries. The groceries are groceries. They use and what they're talking about is food. Everything's going to be coming down when we do that. We're also going to get your interest rates way down. We will bring automobile manufacturing back to the United States at levels never seen before. And we will turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower again. It hasn't been there in many, many years. We had it started 4 years ago. The centerpiece of my plan for a manufacturing renaissance will be a 15% made in America corporate tax rate. In other words, if you make your product in the United States, you get a rate. So I cut it from 39% to 21%. Everyone said that was impossible. I got it done. And we had the best boom we've ever had. We did more revenue when we had it at 21 than when it was at 39. Think of it, much more. The following year, we did much more. And then I'm going to take it from 21 to 15, which will make us the most competitive country in the world. Nobody will be able to compete with us. But that 15 rate only goes for those who make their product in America. They have to make their product here. Otherwise, they pay 21. And we will protect those companies moving into America and all of our existing companies with stiff tariffs placed on companies that don't move in. If they don't come in, if they don't want to make their product here, that's fine, but they're going to be tariffed. We have to protect our companies, and that's what we're going to do. The only way they can get out of paying those tariffs is to build their plants and factories in America. We may even be able to get Elon to build some of them. I think we will. And hire American workers for the job. We're going to hire American workers for the job. We will pass the Reciprocal Trade Act. If China or any other country charges us 100 or 200% tax, then we will likewise charge them a 100 or 200% tax. We had a lot of problems on that one with the Senate, and we're going to get that done. Think of it. They charge us, and we don't charge them. Now they charge us. We're going to charge them the same thing. Reciprocal. It's reciprocal. I will not let Mexico, China, or any other country sell cars into the United States to the detriment of our auto workers who will do better than they have ever done. We're going to bring back the car business like it was 50, 60, and 70 years ago. Everyone's going to want to be back here. And I will not approve Japan buying U.S. steel 70 years ago, the greatest company anywhere in the world. It was the greatest company anywhere in the world, and now we have Japan buying U.S. steel. I don't like that. We will deliver massive tax cuts for workers, and we will have a policy that I think is so great. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime.
Oh, that sounds great.
Woo! And no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. No. And you know, when you think of it, our seniors were hurt so badly. Inflation has killed our seniors. You know, they have a fixed income and it just got worse and worse every week, every month. It's gotten worse and worse, and it's just horrible. And they haven't gone down. They've only gone up. Prices have still only gone up. And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on the credit card interest rates at 10%. People are paying 28% interest, 25% interest. I will always protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts. We're not going to do anything with Social Security, but they're going to destroy Social Security because all of the migrants coming in are going on between Medicare, Social Security, other programs, and nobody is able to afford it. I will settle the war in Ukraine. I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent, I promise you, World War III. We're not going to have World War III. And right now, we're very close to having it. We will lead the world in space exploration. Thank you, Elon. We will lead the world in military, and we will reach Mars before the end of my term. Elon promised me he was going to do that. I don't know. Can you do that? Stand up. Can we do that? He wants to reach it. I think he's going to do it. JD, work on him. Work on him. Work on him. JD is working on Elon. Now, he told me that we're going to win, and he's going to reach Mars by the end of our term, which is a big thing. Before China, before anybody, right? And my money's on that guy right there.
China.
We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And we will keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. It's losing right now. It's losing right now, but I'll be able to do it. Other people won't. I'll tell these countries as they leave us I say, you want to do business in the United States? You're going back into the reserve currency. And if you don't, we're going to charge you a big, fat, beautiful tax to do business in the United States. And they're going to say, I would love very much to go back into the U.S. reserve currency. No, we're going to save it. But these people aren't going to save it. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to think. Together, we will deliver low taxes, low regulations, low energy costs, low interest rates, and low inflation so that everyone can afford groceries, a beautiful car, and a home. Very basic.
Back to the fundamentals. Everybody
we will stop
will
the invasion, end migrant crime, strengthen our military, build a missile defense shield around our country, keep critical race theory and transgender insanity. We're going to keep it the hell out of our school.
Yes.
We're going to keep that insanity out of our school. And as I said, we will keep men out of women's sports. So demeaning to women. You saw that in the Olympics. They have female boxing, women's boxing, and a young lady from Italy, very good boxer, very, very good. She was all excited, but she played a person who transitioned. A male transitioned to a female. And the young girl from Italy, beautiful young woman. I'm not allowed to say that anymore politically, but I'll say it. She was a beautiful young woman. If you say that, that's the end of your career, right? But it's not. If it is, so be it, okay? We've got to get back to real life. But this beautiful young lady is out, and she gets a little jab, left jab. And she goes back, oh, my God, I've never been hit like that. This is just like a defensive. Then he goes, the corner say, you can take her. You can. So they push her out. Boom, another one. And she says, that's enough. I can't do it. I can't take it. I've never seen anything like. So we had two people that transitioned. Both people, shockingly, won the gold medal in their division. So it's crazy. And if you look at weightlifting contests, they're the best of all. For years and years and years they put an eighth of a pound on one side of the barbell, an eighth of a pound on the other, and they can't do it. And the record standing for 18 years, they just can't do it. And then a guy comes along who never lifted before. And he puts 100 pounds on and he goes like this, like it's nothing. It's so demeaning to women. We're not going to allow it to happen. Woo! It's ending. No men playing in women's sports.
Exactly.
And we will defend the Second Amendment, protect religious liberty, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. We need hope. We need the American dream back, don't we? We're going to have the American dream. We're going to have the American dream. So every kid in your family is going to grow up and say, I want to be like Elon Musk. I want to have 200 billion in cash. I'm going to be like Elon Musk. That's the American dream. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and we must stop her country destroying radical left agenda once and for all. We cannot have it happen. So you must get out and you must vote. Here in this incredible Commonwealth, we stand on the shoulders of generations of Pennsylvania patriots who gave everything they could give, every single thing for their rights and for their freedom. Pennsylvania is where our founding fathers declared American independence and sounded the beautiful Liberty Bell. It's where the Army weathered its brutal winter at Valley Forge, where General George Washington led his men on a daring mission across the Delaware, and where generations of tough, strong, beautiful miners and steelworkers put Pennsylvania spirit into every single thing they did. And from Gettysburg to Germantown and Philadelphia to Barron Hill, and from Brandywine to right here in Butler, this is the place where Pennsylvania patriots poured out their blood with the love of their country. They love their country so much. And so in honor of all those American heroes who came before us, we will press forward. We will push onward, and together we will win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win. Nothing will sway us. Nothing will slow us. And no one will ever stop us, no matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles we must face. We will keep striving toward our magnificent American future. We will not fail. We will not allow ourselves to fail. From this day forward, we will always put America first, and we will take back and save the United States. November 5th, Election Day, will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together with the great people of Pennsylvania, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. Woo! We will make America healthy again.
Yes.
We will make America strong again.
Yes.
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again.
Oh.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, Pennsylvania. God bless you. God bless you, Pennsylvania.
Woo! They got rid of me too. I was trying to. Hey, can you see me? Let me know if you can see me. They almost got rid of me too. So I know. Wow. I just want to say, first of all, how many people there's nobody who can inspire. There is nobody who can inspire me and give me that renewed sense of love for my country. Nobody. I've been around for a long time. I know I look young. I know. I've been around for a long time. Nobody can make me feel so much love for my country like Trump does. And definitely not Comrade Kamala. And so I'm just so grateful. Wasn't that amazing? I was trying to, for some reason, I was trying to cut off the music because the music usually gives you, as we've seen with other channels, the music will usually give you the flag that will force they'll take your stream off, because these music publishers are absolute Gestapo. They are like stormtroopers, I swear. They're so, they don't let anybody, not even for just a second. And so, can you guys see and hear me right now? Can everybody see me? Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Can you see me now though? I know you lost me for a second. I know. Can you see me now? Hello, say hello, say yes. Give me some yeses. Give me some yes that you can see and hear me. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Fantastic. So yeah. I've got to run because my dog is. I can hear my dog crying right now. I got to give him a walk. So I tried to give everybody a shout out who gave me a super chat and a super thanks and welcome all new members. But I just, what I want to do right now is, and then I really got to take off here. I apologize. What I really want to do right now is I just want to say and reiterate, number one, Trump, his courage, his resilience, his defiance. I don't care if you try to assassinate me. He takes a bullet for democracy. His love of country is just, it bleeds through everything he does. It absolutely permeates, and the energy is magnetic. It's electrifying. I just feel so proud, and I just know our country is going to prosper once he gets back in there. But what I really want to do right now is I want to reiterate everything that Elon Musk said. He repeated himself probably 1,000 times, but with good purpose and with and good standing, and with good reason. And so, what I want to say is that everybody right now, we are 30 days away from the most important days of our lives. We're going to get our country back, but you have to, bum rush the ballot box. You need to vote as early as possible. You need to drag your brothers, sisters, cousins, boyfriends, uncles, best friend, neighbor down the street. You need to grab everybody that you know and drag them to the ballot box. Get them their paper ballot, whatever it means. Mail it in. Vote as early and as fast as you can, okay? Because it is that important. And anybody who's anybody, I used to be one of those people. I'll be honest. Years ago, I used to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. My vote, it's just one vote. No. This is the one that matters more than anything. This is the one where every single vote counts. So I'm begging you, I put the link. All you have to do is go to vote.gov. That's all you have to do. And so make sure that you vote. Make sure everybody votes. Make sure you drag everybody you know to the ballot box. What a fantastic, inspiring, amazing rally, as always. Back on the old stomping grounds where they tried to essentially end him and end everything and literally cause, civil war. Literally cause, it would have been riots. It would have been craziness. It would have been chaos. It would have been chaos everywhere. Thank God that wasn't the result. But I just love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me for everything. Thank you for, all the new members. I'm going to try to go through really quickly. Jim Barron, a couple of these I mentioned earlier. John Gentile, thank you so much. Greater Faith Kingdom, you did it a bunch of times. Thank you. Modesto, Shell Mabel, thank you. Salty Granny, you're amazing. Danny Glover. A lot of these I've already appreciated. Peter Ortiz, the man, the myth, the legend, $100 super chat. You're amazing. And so many more. And also, don't forget, new members. We got a couple of new members who came in, as well as gifted memberships. Make sure, I thank you all. I love you all. Make sure you go to our community tab. There's a post there for members only where you get access to our members only Discord. Not only that, but you also automatically get registered into our live stream giveaway. I've given away thousands of dollars in Amazon gift cards, cash, hats, mugs, stickers, hoodies, you name it, shirts, and we're going to do a bunch more. We just passed 370,000 subscribers on this channel. We're on our way to 400, and I do live stream giveaways all the time because I love to do it. So not only that, you're supporting getting our country back. That's the whole purpose. And being a part of a community, a family, where we can all share ideas, hang out, talk, collaborate, and just talk about how much we love our country and the things that are bothering us. And so I just appreciate all of you guys so much. I want to thank my mods. We got the best mods in the business. I love you all. MG, Laura, Jim, Howie, China Baby, all of my mods. Robert's here. Good to see you. The best mods in the business. I mean, literally the best mods in the business. And from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say God bless all of you. God bless Donald Trump. And may God bless America. I got to go give my dog a walk. I love you all.